What's up, everybody? We are back. It is GameFace, episode 449 on Sifted Games at sifted.net. Did you guys miss us? We were off last week for Labor Day weekend, but we are back, and we are back with a pretty big surprise today. Alongside me, it's not just Matt Keil. It is also the head of LS Cream. Stevens Charles is in the studio today for GameFace 449. What's going on, Stevens?
Thanks for having me, guys. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. What's it been, like 4 years since you were here last time? Something like that?
Oh, my God. We were just talking about this, the other spot. But maybe 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. It's been about that long, I think.
3 years or 2 years.
I'm trying to remember how many years I've been bringing LS Cream to things.
Well, I think it's been longer than that. 'Cause he sponsored us before.
Before, actually, yeah.
You came, yeah.
Because I paid the Patreon thing to come on the show, and then afterwards I sponsored.
Yeah, we started being a regular sponsor.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing in LA?
So, I'm actually going around town with my distributor, visiting, we call them on-premise, so that's all the restaurants, the bars, stuff like that, and did a couple Bevmos and Total Wine, just, seeing how things are in the market. It's been a while since I've been, to LA, California as a whole. Mm-hmm. But yesterday I was just driving up. I went all the way to San Bernardino and
wow, that's a little trip.
That is a drive.
Yeah.
Covina was whatever, and I did all those spots. So yeah.
How's it going? What exactly are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish on this trip?
Right. So basically, we're just meeting, managers, presenting the product, hopefully getting bar menus, restaurant menus. When you go to a restaurant and you have an espresso martini and there has like Bailey's in it, well, we're trying to take that place. We're trying to, just,
is your goal to replace Bailey's, or is it just to exist alongside Bailey's?
At this point, it's to live alongside them. They're too far ahead in the business. But I think that's the beautiful thing about cream liqueurs is that all of them have a different taste. Mm-hmm. So I remember doing a tasting once at a Total Wine, and I'm doing the tasting, and the person they fall in love with LS, they're falling in love with the story, with the taste, and whatever. And they had a bottle of Bailey's in their cart. So, and I'm usually the people are like, "Oh my God, screw Bailey's! I'm gonna take this instead."
I like it more. Yeah.
The person actually said, "No, I'm taking this also."
She wanted both.
Because I'm good. I see stuff I do Bailey's, but I see stuff that I could do with this would be even better. So, and I've been thinking since then. I'm like, oh yeah, people have different bottles of cognac in their bar, different bottles of rum, or even vodka or tequila, whatever. So creams are the same way. Sometimes people are like, oh, I have to get one or the other. But, sometimes, people like, oh, I like this taste for this and this taste for that. So that's where we position ourselves. But at the end of the day, it does feel good when somebody puts down the bottle of Bailey's and put a bottle of LS Cream at a place, yeah.
So you guys went through some turmoil over the pandemic and since Trump came to power with tariffs and stuff like that. How has that all shaken out for you guys?
Well, we had two issues. We had an issue with our importer. So that's the funniest thing is, every time we talk and I try to explain to you the business, I know you get it because you're a businessman also, whatever, but the liquor business, it's all crooked and everything. So
it's a shocker. Who would have ever guessed the liquor business was crooked?
It is crazy. It is completely bonkers. But just not to take too much time, but just quickly, we produce LS Cream in the U.S.
Yeah. Oh, that helps.
Even though we're a Canadian company.
Yeah.
And that's just for logistical reasons because when we started, we couldn't in Canada, the liquor board controlled the alcohol. Mm-hmm. And when we started 10 years ago, we called them. We're like, hey, we have this idea. Do you want to help us? They're like, screw you. So the only people that wanted to help us was actually in the U.S. I went to this big convention in Orlando, and I started meeting people, and they're like, we're going to help you with your bottles. We're going to help you with your bottling. We're going to help you with your cream, whatever, with your recipe. So it just so happened, 2014, I'm producing LS Cream in the U.S. My first batch, my first whatever.
That worked out.
Whatever. But my company is still a Canadian company that pays for everything. So fast forward, just to be able to sell, even though I produce in the U.S., if you're not a distillery, you need to pay someone else to be able to sell your product.
Oh, geez.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're just the brand owner.
Right.
You're not
a
able
manufacturer.
to sell.
Yeah.
So I paid this company for years. And the way they operated, it's like a line of credit. So if in a month you don't do any sales, you're down with them. That the next month, if you do $50K in sales, you're up with them.
Gotcha.
just so happened they had a bunch of hidden fees, and at one point they come back to us and they're like, "Yeah, you owe us like $250,000."
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm like,
wow.
No, we don't. And that dispute, they froze everything.
And that lasted for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. And then finally you got it all sorted out.
Yep, we got it sorted out. We're back in business. We're able to get more financing and everything to sort it out and so forth. It's just, it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned. So
but you know what? You fought through it.
Oh, 100%.
And LS Cream still stands. That's a beautiful thing. Because I talk about LS Cream and say I love it. I really do love it. Like, it's not a bunch of BS because these are sponsors. Like, I literally love LS Cream. I've taken it so many places. No one has ever said they didn't like it.
100%,
ever.
100%.
Ever.
100%.
Every single person I've given it to is like, this is amazing.
Yep. I understand. But yeah, at the end of the day, nothing warms my heart more than like receiving all those messages and whatever. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's listening, the stream right now, like the live. It's like all the people that supported us last year. We did our Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
We shipped product like around the world.
That's great.
Like it's incredible. So thank you to everyone that participated and if you want to
maybe you got this awesome Cray Mash shirt too. Yeah.
Exactly. But to be honest, like I think it's really a question of community and the people have been responding. So like whatever you guys can do, like keep on commenting, like leaving reviews on the Total Wine website. I've saw
that makes a big difference. It's just like the podcast sites for us. Yeah.
Big difference. So so people are going to go on TotalWine.com, write a review for LS Cream, or even just, share our page and everything. But that brings me to the gift.
Oh, he brought something for us today that we weren't able to look at.
So these are the actual boxes that we shipped. There you go, man.
By the way, I need LS Cream. I do. I'm out. And
so you're gonna be pleased with that.
Okay. Oh wow, cool.
Look at that.
Some high boy glasses. Those are great. If you can see those, it has the LS Cream logo on it. That is awesome. And then, of course, a bottle of LS Cream.
Yeah, I am also, because I brought them to parties.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of it till like last night. I'm like, he's coming. I don't have any.
Yeah. Well, you sent me a case at one point.
Yep.
And that's what I do. Like every party I go to, I just take a bottle with me. And then when I go to leave, I don't have the heart to like, even if they don't finish it, I don't have the heart to take the bottle. Because that's like slimy. I end up leaving it there. Yeah. And so I go to enough parties, suddenly my case is gone. But now I have another bottle. Right. And we use these for props here so people can see your product. So thank you very much, Stevens.
No problem.
This will definitely be drank. I promise you that much for sure.
So right now the good news is that we found a distributor for Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
And,
that's huge.
So now the first step is actually special orders. So if there's anybody in Pennsylvania that wants to order LS Cream, they can go on our website, creamls.com, shop, choose Pennsylvania in the States. You're going to be able to send an email.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to be able to respond to you and guide you to getting like the special order in, Mm-hmm. So it's not on the shelf yet.
How long until it's at the state stores?
So that's the thing. So the more special orders we get,
the more likely it is. Gotcha.
The faster we're going to be able to get on the shelves.
Okay.
So
help them out, PA, my home state. Do what you can.
Yep, that's it. So so thank you everyone, thank you guys, and that's it. Man.
Well, that's not it, because he's also a huge gamer, which is why he works with us. And he's going to be here for the whole show. We're going to be tossing to him and talking to him just like he's a normal co-host. So he will be a part of the rest of GameFace today. And we also have another special surprise, because we knew he was coming. We worked up a brand new ad for LS Cream, and here it is. It's LS Cream, the fine cream liqueur crafted by fellow gamer and sifter Stevens Charles. Inspired by the Haitian drink Cray Mash, LS Cream delivers an award-winning experience with every single pour. One sip and you'll see why. It's a party favorite. The silky blend of fresh cream and premium neutral grain spirits mixes great with everything. I dare you to put a shot in your coffee. I've been drinking it for years and still, I find new combinations that taste incredible. LS Cream is the kind of drink that keeps surprising you thanks to its notes of vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, and coconut. Take it to any gathering, and watch it steal the spotlight. We've never seen anyone resist. Ready to join the fan club? Head to creamls.com/sifted for recipes, retailers, and online orders. That's creamls.com/sifted. That's right, people. Join the Cream Team. You never have shared that little slogan with us before.
Yeah.
I will use it now. Join the Cream Team and cream-ass dat-ass with some LS cream. Go to creamls.com/sifted. Again, I think you guys have the best liquor website in the industry.
Thank you.
It is really, really great.
Thank
you
you,
can
thank
tell
you.
that you guys really spent a lot of time and put a lot of thought into it.
Thank you.
So head on over there, and you can find a bottle locally. You can figure out how to buy one online. It is a really awesome website. Go to creamls.com/sifted.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Who does the example drinks? Like, who sets those up?
Oh, like
Yeah, who did the recipes? They're amazing.
They always
On the
look
website?
no, like even in the commercial, like they
Oh,
all,
but
they all look really good, so good.
So
They're
most of
commercial
these
quality.
images come from us doing what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we go like,
tastings and
so some of those were Hyatt hotels in Atlanta. Some of those were like bars in Baltimore. Atlanta. Atlanta.
Those are all
like New York.
American shots?
Yep. Those
Yeah.
are all like we have our vlog on our LS Cream YouTube channel. It's not a big channel. We just post like some stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
You could see most of these shots are taken from there. You follow us doing the journey, like going like you were asking me what I would do. Like we actually filmed it last year.
Wow,
You know, like
yeah.
in the year before and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So if you're looking into more insight about the liquor industry and what it takes,
Yeah.
whatever, you can just go and see, and you're gonna be pleased with everything that you're gonna see there. And yeah, definitely. I wanted to add the boxes that I just gave you. They're if people want it, they can go on the website. Also, I put the link. People
You can buy the
it.
glasses
You can buy the box
with the two glasses and the bottle.
Yeah,
That's great.
exactly. So, but for international guys, get prepared. It's expensive.
Yeah. We
Shipping
sold
is-
T-shirts
shipping-
internationally.
Shipping is included in that price, but for all the boxes. But yeah, it's really expensive to ship international. So
When we sold T-shirts, people were paying as much for the shipping as they were for the T-shirts internationally. But people did, and we appreciate you guys for doing that. So anyway, there you go. That's Stevens Charles from LS Cream. Let's check out you guys. It's been a couple weeks since we hung out with you people. Let's see how you're doing. It looks like we already hit the hype train or something. JM Rain gifting those tier 1 subs. That's flipping awesome. Thank you, JM Rain 99. That's great. Let's see if we got any Twitch Prime in here.
JM Rain with his 800th gift sub.
It's really insane. Thank you, JM Rain. That is incredible, man. We really appreciate it. Look, someone on YouTube is saying they love LS Cream. Detox since 87. That's great. I guess that's the one thing you didn't detox from. It's liquor. Chad Alvarez says that he knows distributors in Maryland. Chad's been a sifter from day one. He's been a sifter for 10 years.
Oh, cool.
I could probably put you guys in contact if...
yeah, perfect. So we actually have a new distributor for Maryland and DC, but I'm still interested to talk to him and see if
he might be able to help.
Yep, 100%.
Chad, send me a DM on Sifted, and I'll put you in touch with Stevens, and you guys can try to figure something out. Thank you, by the way, for reaching out about that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thanks again, JM Rain, for dropping more subs in our chat. You're awesome, dude. You know that already. He actually came to LA not that long ago, and we hung
Cool.
out together.
Amazing.
Yeah, we had a good time. Cinetyke says, GameFace plus the Cream Team. Let's go. I like that. Horschbach says, oh God, those two sentences really didn't work well together. That's funny. Cinetyke, thank you for gifting subs as well. That's awesome. This is also the first time we've had an extra person on the show in, God, how long, man?
Right.
Probably the last time he was here.
Yeah. I think you may be right.
You've done sub-host when I can't do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember the last time.
Yeah, we've had a third. It's been a long time. Teddy6008, thanks for doing the show. Thanks for showing up to watch it live. That's awesome. We appreciate it. Let's see. Retro Modern Gamer, I am up here in Traverse City, Michigan. There's a big wine tourism alcohol scene here in northern Michigan. Might be worth a while for Stevens Charles to look into this area. Northern Michigan has a wine scene like Cali.
Right. So if that comment is to say why we're not in Michigan,
I think that might be a roundabout way of him.
Right. I mean, we are.
Oh, you are?
So Total Wine Michigan, we're supposed to be in all these stores. If ever you don't see us there, send us a DM, send us an email, whatever you want to do, and let us know.
Okay.
Because we're supposed to be in stores over there.
Okay.
Again,
Emperor
they
Dread.
They can go on the store locator, of course.
Yeah. Which is very handy. Emperor Dread, if I wasn't moving house at the time and needed every penny, I would have got some of that shipped to Europe. Yeah, again, the shipping is going to be a little spendy to Europe for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But it is
Sinitai
feasible.
says, I got a bottle from the Indiegogo in Portugal. It's delicious. Yeah. Ruthina77, I guess your mic... Do you guys need us to turn up Stevens? He's using a different mic, so it's not going to sound exactly the same as Matt and I. Mm-hmm. But are his levels okay? Can you hear what he's saying? It may, again, they said it sounds like he's in the room, not the mic, but he is mic'd up.
Yeah,
Okay.
It might just be the different mic quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as long as you can hear him, we're cool. Just let us know if you can.
Yeah, let us know.
People love Cray Mass. This is for Vidya Games. Thank you for Twitch Prime. JM Rain, thank you for Twitch. You're just hooking it all up today, JM Rain. What a day you're having for us. Thank you. He says it might be early, but I'm going to pour a glass of Ellis cream for myself right now in honor of the guest. Nice.
Thank you, Rain.
Mic doesn't sound on, they said, for Stevens. But it is. We tested it for sure. Yeah, and the volume's up here. So, yeah, I think you're just being fooled because the mic quality isn't the same as Matt and I's mics. Cinetite, thank you for Twitch Prime. DC Skate, Stevens Charles, welcome aboard. First time chat from DC Skate to welcome you to the show. Thanks, DC.
So that's what it takes to get you to talk.
Seriously. All my discussion about skating through my whole life, never did it. How many times have I talked about skateboarding on this show and you've never jumped in? But today, all it took was some LS cream. Glottis21, thank you for Twitch Prime. Who else we got in here? Emperor Dread, hope you had a good break. I did. I wouldn't call it much of a break. I ended up working every day, but Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But it was nice to get away and see my mom, and my wife's family lives in the same town, so I get to see her parents. So it was good. It was good to get away for sure. Thank you for that. Emperor Dread, thank you for Twitch Prime. Erebus Jones, thank you for Twitch Prime. Who else we got in here? Anybody else? It is the beginning of the month, so there should be more, but maybe not. But anyway, we are back for the first time in a couple of weeks. Hopefully you guys missed us. The good news is because of that, we have a gigantic show for you guys today.
There's a bunch of new subscriptions.
Is there? Ian Esquire, thank you for Twitch Prime. Let's go indeed. Lesteved is a bit lower, but you can hear him okay. All right.
Okay.
I can turn him up a little bit more. Just a little bit, though. Not too much more.
Right.
But yeah, try to speak into the mic. It'll help a lot.
Yep.
Zet Saber, I know it was last week, but happy 10th anniversary of MGS5. Wow, I can't believe it's been 10 years. That's scary.
That's crazy.
Today is 30 years since the PlayStation 1 was released in the U.S.
That is completely bonkers.
Hashtag old. That's all I gotta say.
It's also U.S. Dreamcast release, but it's not
right.
It's not a nice round number, so we don't talk about it.
99.99. TV Hardy, thank you for Twitch Prime. Oh, there's a bunch. Not Cirque, thanks. Andy T. Monahan, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1. Aussie Brit 2000, thank you. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I need to remind everybody, though, that, and in fact, Stevens was surprised to hear this when we were talking about it before we started the show. If you subscribe with Twitch Prime, I think I've just assumed everybody knew this, so I haven't repeated it in a long time. If you subscribe with Twitch Prime, you get Pactor Factor a week early. It's like you're on our Patreon for $2 a month. You get Pactor Factor day and date with our patrons. So that is incentive. Like, not only do we give you guys Pactor Factor for your Twitch Prime subscriptions, but we also put your names on the bottom of his show. I don't think any publication thanks their Patreon or thanks their Twitch Prime subscribers the way we do. We really appreciate you guys, and we make sure that everybody knows it. So thanks to everybody who does it. If you're listening to this show, the archive on YouTube or whatever, go do it right now. That'd be awesome. That is, if you can't help us, at patreon.com/SIFTD. We do have a huge show today. We probably shouldn't dilly-daddle along all that much. We got like 4 games we're going to talk about today. Obviously, we're going to talk about Hollow Knight Silksong, which is like the big phenomenon for the week. We're going to talk about Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of MGS3. We're going to talk about 007 First Light, the other game that really set SIFTD on fire this week. There's like huge comments on the first gameplay for that.
I told you that was going to be huge.
You are right. You're absolutely right. We're going to talk.
People love well, let's not talk about Mind's Eye, but other than poor
well, they didn't
publishing
make
choices.
that. They
no,
just
they published it.
Yeah.
They even said, I think this week, we're talking about whether to publish something else ever again at this point. So, yeah.
Not a good first swing. That's
no,
for sure.
it's not a great first experience, but you got to keep at it.
Yep. So we're going to talk about...
Sometimes it's just not the right person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're going to talk about First Light, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Delta, and then Gears of War Reloaded. And then, of course, we do our always popular lightning round. And then at the end of the show, we have Name That Game Tune from Soundwizardry.com. So we have an awesome show for you guys. Let's get right into it. Let's start talking about, undoubtedly, the biggest game, maybe for the whole year in the industry. Are you surprised that people are so obsessed with Hollow Knight?
No. I mean, it's been a... That's the thing is, like, I think there's a little bit of a false shadow on this one because it took so long and people are talking about it. But, the concurrent player count is really good for what it is.
500,000 it had the first couple days.
But it's, it's in terms of, like, compared to, like, a big multiplayer phenomenon, also, like, I was a little surprised when I go into, like, threads and things on, the big game of the week, the big game of the month, it's usually just a big love fest. It's just people going like, or it's people complaining about the PC performance. But, like, mostly it's a big love fest. About half the posts I see about this game are people that bought it because everyone was talking about it, and they're like, what the hell is this? I can't even get, like, 5 feet in it. Like,
what I thought was going to happen with Elden Ring that didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. Because Elden Ring has other places to go.
Yeah. And this is very a linear game.
Very linear.
It's a Metroidvania.
There's, like, ways to skip stuff, but it's not easy, and, like, you probably don't want to do it because you're going to miss stuff that you need.
It gives you the opportunity to create shortcuts where you can chop something and it falls down.
But the thing about this game is, I would say, I guess maybe because it started as DLC for the first game, I think this game's difficulty starts at about halfway through Hollow Knight. Like this game is harder than the first game.
I found this game to be hard right out of the gate. I didn't feel like there was any kind of a ramp up to the difficulty to get people into it.
It starts right out. The diagonal dive kick is awful.
Yeah.
Luckily, I did find an upgrade that gives you the old. The normal down attack, although it doesn't dive anymore, but it's just a more reliable thing. And a lot of enemies take two health off.
For one hit.
For one hit, and you get real punished if you get hit when you're doing your healing move.
Oh, yeah.
And there's tons of them fly, and they all take 4 hits. It takes forever to get through some of this stuff. I haven't found it, like, super difficult outside of, like, you hit a certain point. I hit a certain point where I hit, like, a couple bosses, and I'm like, am I supposed to be here yet? And it's like,
Did I accidentally get here?
I'm supposed to be here yet. I'm just supposed to be better by now. And I can understand why people are frustrated with it, because this is obviously one of the genres I like a lot. And there's even moments here where I'm just like, I guarantee you the neighbors have heard me yell "fuck you" a couple of times. Like, it's just sometimes it's just like you're just like, yep, I'm not. I screwed the pattern up. I'm off.
I'm done.
I'm off rhythm, and I'm gonna die. And that's it. Now, I've never lost my stuff. Like, it's Dark Souls style. You got to go back and pick it.
Yeah, there's a little cocoon that shows up.
They're pretty generous about that, and the cocoon charges your meter fully again, so you don't go in, like, unarmed. But there are points, and also I do appreciate that it lands where you die. So if you've decided I'm just not going to deal with this boss yet, you can die, like, closer to the entrance of the boss fight and just kind of sneak up and go, boom,
and get your
run back. Like, so you aren't stuck in the boss room if you decide that this is not the time. Although, again, it's not like you're going to be able to go find more power-ups or level up or anything. That's not a thing in this game. So you're basically going to have to, get good.
Yeah.
Get good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it's called a Metroidvania, so a lot of people are just naturally going to compare it to a Metroid or a Castlevania.
Yeah. And to be fair, almost all her movements are directly lifted from Alucard in Symphony of the Night. Like not like stolen, but like the timing and the number of frames of animation for each thing she does, like they map exactly to
Even
Alucard.
the bash, the little sides.
Yeah, like I mean, I think that's a pretty cool homage.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not like slagging the game for that. I was like that looks like Alucard, and like somebody did a side by side to the frame,
Right.
like her jump, her land, her mid-air attack, like it's all exactly the same, and it's cool. It's neat.
What I was getting at, though, is that this game is way harder than Castlevania and Metroid.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I think
This
that's what's happened is that people were like, "Oh, it's a Metroidvania," and I like Metroid.
Yeah,
and they go into this and they're like, "This is way harder than Metroid ever was."
Hollow Knight was like that. Hollow Knight was way harder than
yeah.
a normal Castlevania or Metroid game for sure. That was sort of the appeal of it originally, and I guess like Silksong has kind of. Most of my casual friends wouldn't know what Silksong is, although they do.
Right.
They've heard of it
because it's just
because
exploded.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But like, that was kind of the appeal of the original Kickstarter. Was like, this is a Metroidvania for people who like think Metroidvanias are too easy, basically. And sure, it was. I mean, accurate.
Yeah.
Like they definitely.
And now it's really accurate.
Came through. And like, yeah, I mean, this very much feels like if you haven't played Hollow Knight already, don't even try. Like go back and play Hollow Knight first.
You're going to be shocked.
You're gonna need sort of the. I mean, I definitely find myself, immediately using Hollow Knight skill set from the outset.
Yeah.
So if you don't already have Hollow Knight experience, this is going to be this game really throws you in the deep end.
Because there's other things about it that it is a Metroidvania, but it does things differently from other Metroidvanias. Like when you first start, like there's no map. You can't map anything. You can't see the map. Once you do get the map, you have to buy these other things from a vendor just to see where you are on the map. You have to buy something else that will open up new parts of the map as you find them and will actually show them on the map permanently.
And to see where all the vendors are. And
right.
even be able to mark the map on your own.
And what I did was I just...
see yourself on the map?
Yeah, right. That's what I said.
That's an item
you can't even see yourself.
And again, same in Hollow Knight. Like it's Hollow Knight is just like, we're not going to be nice to you about the map. And I hate the maps in these games. Like I'm like, look,
I was getting there.
Like I get it, expert mode. Blah, 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 blah. The map is sort of the whole point. And one of the things I find so frustrating about this game and Hollow Knight is how hard it is to know what you're supposed to do now, because the map just isn't interested in helping you.
Yeah.
And if you got to go to a new area, you may not even realize that's where you got to go because it doesn't show all the area. It shows you the location you're in and like little markers like where each thing goes, but it doesn't necessarily. At least Castlevania and Metroid show you the whole damn castle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a thing over there I haven't done. I need to go. So and you're supposed to take the thing and mark your little marker. It shows you where this is. So that's how you know you got to go back and do that. But like I don't know what's going to be important later. Like, I don't know. It's
what I did was I found the
tedious.
vendor that sold all that stuff, and I just bought everything.
Same.
So I found a save point, and if you save, it respawns everybody.
Yeah.
So I would go and kill everybody, save.
Yeah,
kill everybody,
same
save.
thing.
And I had enough.
I grinded all the rosaries and bought everything she had, and
that's what I did too.
Yeah,
and then I had my map set up, but that took me like 40 minutes.
And if you go to any strategy guide, they'll tell you to do exactly.
Oh, really?
That. Like that's because you need all that stuff.
Because I'm like you play for what, like an hour or so before you meet that vendor.
Yeah.
So you know at that point like this sucks without a map.
Yeah. And again, if you've already played Hollow Knight, you know how that works.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'll meet whoever gives me the maps eventually. But if you haven't, you're like, what is going on? I have no idea where I am. Everything looks the same. I have all these bugs are so sad, and I don't know what to do. I can definitely see feeling like you've been thrown in the deep end if you don't have Hollow Knight experience.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this game does throw you right into the deep end, and I think a lot of people never played the first Hollow Knight that are playing this, and so they don't have that frame of reference that you're talking about.
The people that like seem to be like completely bewildered definitely seem to be.
Yeah.
Or even something like that, where it's like if you played Hollow Knight, you know that's going to be fast travel eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas if you haven't, you're like. Okay, it's an empty room with another sad insect in it. It's like, okay, like, what am I doing?
I mean, he does hint a little bit at, like, this is used to be a travel place or whatever, so you can get a vague idea, but you're right. It is very obtuse. Like, nothing is obvious in this game if you've played other games besides the first Hollow Knight.
Yeah. Being able to, like, eventually, like, having to earn being able to move quicker is the whole thing. Like, you're like, oh my god, thank you.
Sprint.
Finally.
It took me quite a while before I got the sprint ability in this game. Like, it's slow.
I've seen people talking about, it's like, oh, this game gives you so many tools early on. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
What tool?
And they were comparing it to Shinobi.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, Shinobi gives you, like, everything that he can do in, like, the first 30 minutes. After the first hour and a half of this game, you maybe have the spear strike.
Well, you get your first face mask piece, and it does nothing.
Yeah.
And it costs so many rosaries. It's like, oh, this is going to help. I need new help. You need two of them before it actually does. Four of them, right? Whoa. Before it does anything.
I didn't buy that. I bought that last night to complete my first set of 4, and I was 9 hours into the game.
Yeah,
I'm like, but again, that's because of Hollow Knight. I'm like, I know, I need 4 of those. It's not going to help me right now.
Yeah.
I have better things to use the rosaries on, including that little key. Because if you go take that little key and go over to the left side past the worm tunnels or the worm passages or whatever, you can get the crest item that lets you attack straight downward.
Right.
Because
you can't do like the butt stomp at first either.
Right. Well, because once you get to the sections where you have to start doing the downward strike to bounce off the planets, I'm like, okay, I gotta.
That's when I started checking out. I felt like that pogoing or whatever it is, it doesn't feel like it does the same thing every time.
Not with the default, no. Once you get that other crest that lets you attack normal downwards, it's way, way, way
And
easier.
the game makes you do that a lot.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's a major mechanic.
Yeah, there's crazy platforming challenges where you just have to pogo like all the way across. And this game is just full of bottomless pits and spikes. Some of the bottomless pits you fall to takes you all the way back to the beginning of the game.
Did you know? Did you know you can pogo off the spikes?
I didn't know that.
You can bounce off the
Really?
spikes. If you're good enough, you can bounce your way across.
Interesting. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
And I've not figured that out on my own.
I found that out by accident yesterday.
But the other thing that I think people will be shocked about in this game is the checkpoints. Now, eventually, you do get to points where you can create shortcuts, like in a Souls-like, where you can drop a platform that'll help you get back.
But until that happens, after you do that, you're probably already fine because you've beaten the boss.
Usually,
the time you need the checkpoint is before you open that shortcut.
But there's so many times in this game where I have to go back to a checkpoint and just run through this same section of the game that I had already solved like 3 times. And you're just not even playing it anymore. You're just running past the enemies to get back. That's
that's Dark Souls.
It's just like, why?
That's the run back. That's part of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people, even people who are hardcore Dark Souls people, I think most of us are over that.
Well, they solved that with Elden Ring. There was that one item that they gave you where you didn't have to do it anymore. So From Software figured it out.
2 days after this came out, there was a mod on Nexus Mods to basically do that, to re-checkpoint you right by the boss.
Oh, okay.
There are multiple make the game easier mods already out.
Yeah. I believe it.
Of course, that started a whole thing. There was somebody on the Reset Era, I think, who said that once he saw there was no easy mode, he refused to buy it. And that started a whole people yelling at him because it's like, how can you not buy a game just because there's no easy mode? And he's like, because I don't want to fucking do that to myself. And like, I'm like, I wouldn't buy a game without with because of easy mode or not. I've never used.
I wouldn't care. Yeah.
But it's like I could totally understand if somebody is going to decide to do that. Like, people have limited time. Like, if you got like an actual life, unlike some of us, and you got children or you got like shit, you don't have time to like wait for the game to decide it's okay for you to stop. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This game does save and quit whenever you. Yeah. Whenever you need to stop, you save and quit. It'll just pop you back to the last bench you were on. You don't lose anything. So
the benches are the bonfires.
Yeah, it isn't that mean.
Yeah.
But no,
it's pretty mean.
It can be. Yeah.
It can be mean spirited at times.
I do get tired of running back to every once in a while you hit a boss and you're like, oh, that's the closest bench? Come on.
And you got to keep running through this gauntlet over and over again. I thought that was pretty annoying. It got more annoying as I played. It didn't get better. It got worse.
Yeah, they seem to consider that part of the challenge.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
So but
you can just dash over and under all the enemies and just run away. You don't have to fight them. Like,
well, I love that. Like, there was one boss I decided to come back and deal with later, and I went. And last night I was playing, and I'm like, oh, what's over here? I'm like, well, I haven't gone over here. I guess. And I ran right back into that same boss. I'd actually forgotten where he was. I was like,
what do you think about the look of this game? It's like a magic marker art style, kind of.
I like how I mean,
it's unique.
It's definitely unique. I like how the characters are designed. The animation's pristine.
Just watch her dress.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, it like circles around her while she's running.
She was always the coolest looking character in the first one.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense why they would want to do her own DLC /
full game
8 years later game.
Yeah. Stevens, you've been playing this. You played it on the plane on the way out here. What are your thoughts on it?
So I'm not far. I just beat the thing that gives you the fast travel, the bell worm, whatever.
You're not going to get many of those fast travel points, though.
Yeah. So I mean, I beat the original Hollow Knight. So I mean, I am a fan. Like, I believe the first Hollow Knight was a masterpiece. Honestly, it's a classic. The only thing is, once you get back into that, it's punishing. Yeah, like it's.
How do you think the difficulty of this one stacks up to the first game?
So I'm gonna be honest. Like, since I'm still in the beginning, I find it as difficult for me. Like, because I remember playing Hollow Knight for the first time and completely understanding exactly, okay, this is the type of game that it is. So I'm not really surprised about the difficulty and whatnot. Mind you, I never played Dark Souls or none of those games, but to me, Hollow Knight is just, it's going to be difficult. That's what it is. So I'm just gearing for it and seeing, where it's going to take me,
So you're playing it on Switch too?
Playing on Switch, I was in the plane, playing it on there. But I'm looking at the TV right now, and I'm like, I need to put this on my TV.
This is actually the PC version
Right.
this footage is from.
Yeah,
Right.
it's super clean.
Yeah.
It runs, I mean, for me on PC, I didn't have any problems.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't have any performance issues or anything.
And
I would be
got a-
shocked if you did.
Yeah, it shouldn't, but you never know with games.
Sure.
Yeah, I got a Switch OLED, and I'm looking at the screen right now, and it doesn't even do it justice. Like, I'm can't wait to get home and play it on the TV,
Yeah. How long until you can get home? How long are you on the road for?
I'm actually going to Toronto afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I'm going home, so in Montreal, yeah.
What do you guys think about the upgrades in this? Like, I kind of mentioned them earlier. Like, sometimes they're very subtle and you don't really notice that they're doing anything. Like, you basically have how many slots? 6 or 7 slots you can assign stuff to?
Depends on what crest you're using.
Yeah.
Like
Some crests take up.
and you can upgrade the crest to hold more.
Yeah.
The real limitation is the colors. There's the yellow, the red, and the blue types, and so
Yeah.
your choice of crest is going to be.
Yeah, because my first 2 crests, they were the same. I could only use one at a time. I was like, what kind of design is this? I get my second crest, I can't even equip it.
Yeah,
Like,
the crests are basically play styles.
yeah.
Right.
And so same as in the first one. And so, the thing that I got that let me attack straight down is a crest. It's a separate crest, and I immediately upgraded it as far as I could because I'm like, well, I'm using this for a while until they stop making me bounce off stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't switch them out unless you're on a bench, so you are kind of committed. But also the one I got, it lets you attack straight down and it lets you attack faster. So
That makes a big difference.
so when I went back to that boss that I couldn't beat before, I could hit it 3 times
Right.
in every opening instead of
2. Yeah.
which is
It makes a big
deal.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these fucking things.
The
like,
rosaries, it's like you hit it, they run away.
Yeah.
It's like, just let me collect them.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the string? What's the thing with the rosaries and having them stringed?
if you don't lose them
Yeah.
When you die?
when you die. Yeah, it's basically to safeguard them because you don't. So you pay 80, but you don't lose them. 80 of your rosaries just
Right.
become a string, so you don't lose them if you die. You don't
Okay,
drop them if
and you
die.
need an item for that.
You have to pay the what you got, the guy.
The guy, because I didn't get it. Like, I think like I saw it in the choices of the shop, whatever, when I was talking, but I didn't get it. So, but now I'm gonna look more into it. Yeah,
Yeah, you can
because
basically bank all your rosaries that way.
That's-
if you don't want to lose them when you die.
Yep.
If-
Yeah.
If you're saving up for something.
Right.
And you can always go back and get your cocoon.
That is very poorly explained.
Yeah.
Like he does say it, but it's like not a normal mechanic you'd expect in a game. So I feel like it needed a little more straight. Like if you give me these, I will give them back to you safe in
Right.
a safe string thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I only figured it out because I was out of other things to buy, and I'm like, let's see what this does.
Yeah.
So that's what it does.
I mean, the one thing I would say is that this game controls extremely well, other than
Yeah.
kind of the quirks with the pogoing. Eventually
Yeah.
that gets remedied, but otherwise the controls in this really feel sublime. Whether
They're
you're
very
platforming
reliable.
or fighting, it really feels good.
Once you get the dash
Yeah.
thing, like
Yeah.
before you have the dash run, like I was like, oh, you're killing me.
It gets a little
Like, it's-
annoying, yeah.
But once you've kind of gotten the first couple of silk binding upgrades, yeah, it just as good as the first one.
Yeah. Look, I've played this about, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 hours at this point. I don't know that I'm going to keep playing. It does go back. One, we're just slammed with games right now. And looking down the barrel of the next, 8 weeks, it's not going to get any better. So I don't see when I'm going to be able to go back to it. And then just kind of projecting my mind into 6 weeks from now. Am I going to want to go back and play a really challenging game that I've kind of lost touch with a little bit after 2 months? Probably not. There will probably be other games that have come out since then that I want to finish instead of this game. So I don't see myself going back. I won't say that I was shocked with this game because I did play the first game, but I played it for about the same. I played it for 5 or 6 hours. I'm like, I get it now. I get this game too.
And that game's like 80 hours.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think this game is going to be crazy
Yeah,
long too.
I think it's about the same.
And I just look at that. I'm like, man, I'll never finish this. There's certain things in life I just don't have enough time for, and I think this game is going to be one of them. What about you, Matt? You think you're going to finish it off?
I don't know if I'll finish it. I think I will definitely keep playing it periodically over the fall and winter. Like I'll still, because again, you are right. It's one of those things. If I don't play it long enough, I'm going to forget where everything is, and
Yep.
I'm going to be like, well, I
Forget it.
got to start over. I
Yeah.
got, and that's a big start over.
That
you
is,
know?
yeah.
So probably I will keep going on it. Like I do like it. I don't love it. Like,
Yeah, I don't either.
I know everybody's freaking out about Game of the Year. I also felt the same about Hollow Knight. I'm like, oh, this is really good. It's not one of my favorite things of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get why people do love it because there isn't anything else like this in the Metroidvania space.
No way. I mean, it has a lot of charm. There's no doubt about it.
A lot of charm and also a lot of challenge. Like most Metroidvanias are not that challenging.
That's true.
If you really are going to be
I'm just
honest
talking about it. Yeah.
Like, they're almost like the Metroid games themselves are almost like theme park rides sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So having something that really takes the genre and pushes it to the limit in that regard, I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
But like you say, if I didn't do this show, if all I had to play was stuff I want to play, I'd probably play this for like the next month.
Yeah.
But like, because I have to move on to other things, I'm gonna have to balance it.
Yeah. And here's the thing: like, I played it for 6 hours. It's only $20.
Yeah.
I've already got $20 of entertainment out of my 6 hours. I'm good. Like, I don't regret if I.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't, they could have charged $40 for this.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
easily.
Without any question.
And there is a question too of like, what does that do to the rest of the indie market? I did see there's a couple stories where indie developers are like, dude, like our game isn't as big as yours, and we can't afford to sell it for $20. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like,
well, I mean, I don't think that's Team
get
Cherry's
good.
problem.
It's
I
not.
really don't
No.
think like the fact that they know how much this was going to sell means they could keep the price at this, and that's what they need to do.
If your game is good, it's going to sell.
Yeah, they calculated it, and they're like, we sell it at this, it'll sell. We think this many copies, and we're going to be great. Mm-hmm. That's what you like. Why gouge people?
Yeah, look, I don't.
You know?
I have no hate for Team
It's not
Cherry
very
for this.
capitalist, but I think that's a very admirable way to go about it.
I do feel like for the next couple years, though, everyone's going to be like, not as good as
I did-
Hollow Knight.
I did enjoy. Yeah,
And you want $40 for it, you know?
I mean, that's true, but like, I mean,
That's just the market.
Get good does come back
That's what I
around
said.
again.
That's why
doesn't
I
it?
said get good.
But like, and I saw
The developers need to get good.
Yeah, I mean, also saw them. The press was like, "Oh, I don't think it's fair to announce it 2 weeks before it comes out. We don't get code." And
Oh.
it's like
That's ridiculous.
And then you got everybody like rushing to bed, and then people like. People are like, what were the reviews going to tell you?
Yeah.
This thing's going to get like a 95.
Yeah.
You know, like no one is going to dare give this thing like a 2.
Yeah.
You know, sure, the user reviews, sure, but like everybody.
Although those are pretty glowing as well.
They're pretty glowing, but there's a few. I saw one that was complaining that it was woke because the spider's a girl or some shit. It's just like,
Okay.
It's time to go to sleep. But but I no, but to Matt's point, I think like it's like me going to see The Conjuring and not liking it because it's an horror movie.
Yeah.
Right. It's scary.
Hollow Knight is Hollow Knight. That's what it is. Like at some point, like people need to understand that not everything is made for you.
Yeah,
and like
I
if
agree.
you don't like that type of game, yes, it's okay. But
Just get something else.
yeah, but you could see the artistry in the movie, in the game. You could see, you know, the you know that
The craftsmanship is there.
around it. So whatever. So to me, like, okay, I give it a grade. Now, is it better than this, than that? No, I think that's everybody's opinion. But you know, give them the flowers, and it's over. And you don't need to play it if you don't want to play it. But like, you don't need to bash it. You know.
I think the problem is that the first Hollow Knight came out so long ago,
Right.
that either people didn't play it
Yep.
and they love games, but it was before their time or whatever, or they did play it and it's been so damn long they don't remember the nuances about
Yeah.
it. So it could be a shock to the system for some people, but I think sometimes that's good as long as you watch a show like GameFace and you know what you're getting into before you buy the game.
100%.
or if you do, it was $20.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Again, I played it for 6 hours. I got my money's worth.
I have
I'm good.
spent $20 on way worse things.
Oh yeah, many times in my life.
That's barely more than what a sandwich costs.
In LA, you're right, as you're finding out while you're here. So anyway, is that? I mean, despite what I've said, I would still give Hollow Knight Silksong a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like I would for $20, I would totally recommend that
Absolutely.
people buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you guys agree?
Yep.
$20. Yeah.
100%.
Let's check in with our chat.
It's also on Game Pass. So.
It is, yeah. I mean, and it's free. Okay, people still get so mad when you say that. I still get comments like that on our YouTube channel. It's not free. It's not free on Game Pass. It's like it kind of is, bro. Let's see what you guys are saying about it. Lynn Jeff, thank you for Twitch Prime. That's awesome. Cinetyke says if the game is not your jam, buy a bottle of LS Cream instead. Touche. Or drink a bottle of LS Cream before you start playing,
Hey,
and
listen.
it may be your jam then.
Hey, listen.
And then you will definitely not beat that
Well,
boss.
yeah, exactly.
Vincent says there are a ton of good Metroidvanias. I recently played Crypt Custodian, and it's extremely
Oh, yeah.
good, and it's on Game Pass.
Metroidvania is going through kind of a renaissance right now, but my point is, very few of them are hard
Mm-hmm.
like these, like the Hollow Knights, while also controlling borderline perfectly. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's the quality of the gameplay plus the challenge, and there's just nothing else polished like that in the space.
It's also
really
way harder. Like, it's harder than any Castlevania or Metroid. It's harder than Iga's new spin-off of Castlevania.
But that's the point. I mean, that's why they are. That's what they're here for. It's like...
It also separates
like Steven
itself.
said, it's like complaining about that is like playing Metroid and complaining that she shoots lasers.
Right.
It's like, that's kind of what it is.
That's what it is.
Man.
Yeah. Emperor Dread says it's almost as if a game not constantly hounded by suits looking to squeeze every dime out of it was entirely fine commercially.
How weird.
Funny how that works.
I just don't understand how there's no online multiplayer mode.
And people still want it. Hidden Agenda says on YouTube says, I respect Silksong, but have zero interest to play it, although it's free on Game Pass. I mean, look, that's what you should do. Although with Hollow Knight, you're paying the same for it as you would for a month of Game Pass.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is kind
Unless
of funny.
you get something. I mean, if you're also playing Gears of War, I guess you've gotten it for free in a way.
Yeah. Detoxist87 followed up with love you guys, best show. Thank you. Greets to Stevens, open up a bottle, and cheers.
Thank you, man.
So he hasn't detoxed from LS Cream yet. Let's see if
There's
we
a
got
lot of
anything
things you can detox from. Maybe he's just detoxing from the 80s.
That's true. You may need to do that. Eth Demon says OG Hollow Knight was 1520 is actually just adjusting for inflation. Interesting. I actually didn't remember that.
Yeah.
But again, it's been so damn long. Eth Demon also says, I'm surprised you played it much of all. That is, it's a Souls-like. Yeah, I mean, I do give them a shot usually.
Also, there's no stamina bar.
Right, and that makes a big difference for me personally.
The stamina bar is Shane's real nemesis.
It really is.
Not the Souls-like
It really
part.
is, yep. JM Rain says, I agree. I got the crest for the original controls, and I switched back. I'm trying to get used to playing it with her skill set. I think that's what a lot of people are trying to do, is use the crest to make it play like the first Hollow Knight. It seemed like there's a lot of chatter about that online over the last few days. Ash just says you pay 80 Bs to save 60.
I don't think that's accurate. I mean, maybe I missed that.
I must have missed that too.
Abram says I think it's 80 for 80.
And then Ashes also says the crest you mentioned didn't vibe with him because the range is lower.
It is, and so the arc of the attack is smaller too. But it is basically the Hollow Knight attack from the first game. It's basically the moveset from the first game.
Yeah.
Which I am much more comfortable with.
Nightwing 3060 played the first game, ran into a boss by accident, and lost 20 minutes of progress, and then I just deleted it. I mean,
I think a lot of people's experiences.
And I think the same thing could happen with this one as well. For certain people, they're just going to bounce off of it. But the thing is, it's such a low commitment. On Game Pass, it's free. But even without Game Pass, it's only $20. So I don't think anybody's going to get all that burnt by it no matter what. Yeah. So we got to think. Oh, Ash is talking about runbacks. Runbacks are good design.
Disagree.
I disagree with you on that one, brother. I really disagree with you on that one. It makes you accept the level and boss as one challenge rather than two.
No, it doesn't.
No,
you just run past
it makes
everything.
me learn how to skip everything. Is what it does.
I don't find that interesting after you learn to get through it. And again, it was interesting in like 2011 when Dark Souls was starting. Like, you can just run by everything, get back to the that's part of it, is like learning to navigate that. And now it's just like second nature now.
Yeah.
It's like we get it, guy. We've all mastered that skill. Come up with something else to stop wasting my fucking time.
Right.
Yeah. Fire Native also reminds us that you can parry in the game, which you can.
That's
but
true.
The
and
window
you do
for
a lot
that
more damage.
Window for that's pretty tight though, I think.
But man, you do so much more damage.
You do.
It's hard to do intentionally, but if you can figure it out, especially with bosses, it can shorten those fights. But I'm sure the speedrunners are going to be mastering.
They already have mastered it. Melopintor says, after all the waiting, it turns out Silksong is a young man's game.
True.
It kind of is. And he also says, I'm 40 hours in and still 100% the first area besides the key area to save a key for later. No spoilers. Yep. David Nordic, thank you for Twitch Prime. Anything else here from others? Just people giving tips for others. I think it's cool. The game keeps you on your toes when you enter a new area. That's definitely true. There's no doubt about that. And then Commander Fett reminds us that it sounds like Silksong will be more enjoyable playing on PC with some mods. I think that's probably the best case scenario if you can do it.
Several people seem to have gone that route.
You also don't need a beastly PC for it either.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like the difficulty on this doesn't bother me.
It's not insane. Like I don't find it as difficult as like a lot of Souls likes.
No, and it's not unfair, and the difficulty isn't because it's bad. Like again, I've played plenty of Souls likes where the difficulty is because the game doesn't fucking work right. You know, like the character is just so inept at doing certain things that like it's just this boss is designed to take advantage of the fact that you can't do. The Surge games did that a lot.
Yeah.
This game is not like that. It's just like I got the pattern wrong, or I got off rhythm, and I couldn't figure it out. And before I got, because you can really in the boss fights, you can really take 2 hits.
Yeah,
like
that's pretty much it.
That's about it.
You have to pretty much be perfect.
Everything does 3 damage.
And then
and 2 or 3 damage, and then you can heal, but you got to find time to heal without getting hit.
Because if you get hit while you're healing,
it cancels the heal.
You also, I think you lose more health
you
than
can
if
sometimes lose more.
It seemed like you did.
It doesn't. I've never died from that, but it doesn't seem to knock you down to 1.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're there already.
Yeah.
And I do have an item that protects you while it's happening, but it protects you once.
Right.
So it's like, so if anyone's doing like a combo on you, you're still gonna get.
You're still gonna get hit.
You got to pick your moments. You got to learn everything, and like that's either you're into that or you're not.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I'm into it. Sometimes when you've got these bosses with 3 or 4 forms, I'm just like, oh, he's throwing 4 of them now. He's like, and then you realize that you can bounce off them, or you can deflect them and throw them back at them, and you're like, oh, okay, now I get it.
I do
find
find
a lot
myself.
of times there's a trick. Like there's that one boss you showed in there with they just dropping acid from the bottom. There had to be a better way to do. I just like hid under the ledge and then jumped out and hit him once and came back. I just did that like 14 times, and he died. And afterwards, I'm like, there was probably a slicker way to do that.
Well, I also like how the bosses will affect the enemies. So sometimes they'll spawn like little underlings or whatever, the bosses will, and there'll be hazards in the boss fight that are meant for you, but will actually kill the little underlings as well, which there's little nice touches like that.
Honestly, I find the rooms where they throw a bunch of the area's enemies at you at once to be way harder than the boss.
I agree, because you don't know what's coming. Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's like, okay, that guy, I hate those guys, but there's only one of them and 2 of the normal guys. And it's like, okay, 2 normal guys, get my combo meter back up, and then the other. Oh, I've never fought these 2 in the same room before. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
The way I dodge this attack is completely short-circuited by the other guy being here. And you're like, oh, my God. They know exactly. That's the thing is, like, at a certain point, you can kind of see, like, oh, the developers know exactly what I'm thinking.
They've played the living crap out of this game, and you can tell for sure. But I think that also is a detriment in some ways.
It feels like a chess game against the designers.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it really does, yeah.
I wanted to point out that something I'm realizing playing Silksong is the first time I played Hollow Knight, what caught me was really, of course, the design, whatever, but like it was different, right? I feel that playing Silksong is like a rehash, like obviously it is a rehash of Hollow Knight, but it's missing that charm of the first time you played Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
So in a sense, like, okay, I get it, but it's like, is it the same thing now? Like, of course, the character is different, but I feel the mystery aspect, I would accept it in Hollow Knight, but it's still something like, guys, come on, give it to me.
I get it now, yeah.
Maybe you should not be that mysterious and just, maybe it should be another type of game with Ornette versus, the other one. So, so anyways, I that's the feeling I'm having. I'm like, oh, this is good, but like, am I really playing Hollow Knight again, all over again? But it's just a different rooms, different bosses, different whatever. But it's the same game at the end of the day. So
that's the challenge for every sequel, though. I mean,
it is, but
it's
also,
hard. That's a hard thing for developers to overcome.
So I agree with it. It's so similar that its origin as a DLC.
It was DLC.
Is very notable.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it doesn't seem to. Almost in the sense that it almost feels in the same way it's like revealing things and sort of, but it's all retread if you've already played Hollow Knight, and it's like, you guys really thought this was coming out sooner,
right?
Than it did, like because 8 years later you're like, what are you gonna throw at me? It's like, it's an expansion pack.
Yeah.
Like,
it's true. Yep. But generally, all 3 of us have enjoyed Hollow Knight Silksong. Even yours truly, who generally doesn't like games of this ilk. I enjoyed my time with it. I played it enough to get my $20 worth for sure. So I think we feel pretty confident in recommending it to you guys. Yeah. Even if you don't like it, it's only $20.
And at this point, our audience knows if they like Hollow Knight or not.
You can listen to Matt and I talk about something, and you can probably figure out whether you're going to like the game or not at this point, if you watch a lot of GameFace. So, all right, that's it for Hollow Knight Silksong.
I'm going to love this. These guys are idiots.
We're about to talk about 007 First Light, but before we do, here's a word from our sponsor, the Repair app. Cracked phone screen, stuck zipper, busted bike, borked HDMI port, persnickety PlayStation? Don't toss it, boss it with the Repair app. The mission is to build a world where repair is the norm, not the exception. Snap a pic, describe the issue, and find local pros ready to fix it fast. It's not a marketplace, it's a movement that saves your stuff, your sanity, and the planet. No fees, no credit cards, no data collection, no stress. Just fast and fabulous fixes. Track your items and the repairs, log warranties, build a repair history, and become the hero your stuff deserves. Fight landfill guilt, save some cash, and support local business all at the same time. And best of all, it's free. Join the Repair App waiting list today at therepair.app and be among the first to get access. Fix it, keep it, repeat, because trash is so last century. All right, people, here we are. We are in the last month of signups for the Repair App. Here's something interesting. While I was at home over the holidays, I just making the rounds, seeing all my old buddies and stuff, and I came across 4 different people. I'm not exaggerating or making this up. I came across 4 different people who just out of nowhere talked to me about things that they had that they wish that they could fix and they didn't want to throw away. I was like, this is freaking weird. And every time I'm like, we actually have this sponsor called The Repair. It's hilarious. And it just kept happening over and over again. And so I told them about it. They're like, that's cool. Like, I don't know if they actually went and signed up for it. I don't know. But that's what you guys need to start doing. You need to start thinking of like my buddies on the East Coast and start thinking about things that you want to get fixed or repaired and you don't want to throw away. That's what the Repair App is all about. Go to therepair.app, therepair.app. Sign up. This is the last month of signups. We get to the end of September. Next month, it's launching. At least I think so. I haven't got an update on that over the last week, but I think the plan is for it to launch in the first week of October. So head on over to therepair.app, sign up, start gathering your stuff, get it ready to get it fixed. Don't throw it away. The Repair App is going to save the day and save whatever it is that you want to get rid of that you don't really want to get rid of. Go to therepair.app. All right, let's talk about the first James Bond game in how many years?
If you don't count GoldenEye remasters.
Seriously.
Like Legends, right?
I think
like
so.
2012,
I think
2013?
that is the last James Bond game.
It was terrible.
Which it was. I mean, there hasn't been a good James Bond game since GoldenEye.
I liked Everything or Nothing.
Did you?
I thought it was okay. It wasn't
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it was like I enjoyed it well enough.
Yeah. So we are long overdue. Why do you think it's taken so long to get a James?
One of the reasons is the James Bond general status has been so weird for so long, and they were gonna do more Craig movies, and they weren't gonna do any more, and that's why every Daniel Craig movie for the last 3 was like the end of the Daniel Craig franchise. That's why it goes from like 2 movies that are an origin story to a 3rd movie where he's too old for this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what? Do we never get to have a James Bond in his prime thing? And we don't here either because it's young James. This is the James Bond Jr. game you never got.
That you probably didn't want.
Except, well, they did make a James Bond Jr. game for, I think, NES.
Yeah.
But it was bad.
Well, they said that they had Craig's head on the character model for all the development of this. Because they're like, what are we going to do? We don't know.
You got to do something, yeah.
And to your point, this is the origin story of James Bond. He's 26 years old in this. It's really about him like going through training to become an agent.
I don't know what happened where every form of media is obsessed with origin stories now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
they've run out of things to do with the sequel.
Who gives a shit? Like it's like, whoa, but how did he become?
Yeah,
the Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's been 3. It sounds like she stole shit from a tomb once and decided she liked it. There's your fucking story. Go.
Well, the story in this is you're actually looking for a rogue agent, 009, I think. You're kind of chasing after him throughout the entire game.
Like GoldenEye, the GoldenEye rogue agent.
Pretty much. So it seems like the training part is just early game.
Totally different from Trevelyan, by the way, because he was 006.
Right.
They turned that number upside down. Now it's 009.
Yeah.
Very different. It's very different.
So it seems like him being like the protege doesn't last for the whole game. It seems like he becomes 007.
No, I mean, he's clearly trained already. I mean, this is kind of the beginning of him being let off on his own to be a 00, like, in the field, really.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like James Bond's got to learn how to shoot a gun or anything, but it is sort of like, it also explains why you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's interesting to me how you can see, like in scenes like this, you can see the Hitman pedigree, and then when the action starts, it's like, oh, this is not Hitman.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it does look and feel like 00 Hitman,
the
0047.
The stealth does, the action does not.
No.
The action is pure Uncharted.
It is, yeah. You're right. It's like Uncharted crossed with Hitman.
Yeah.
Probably the best way to describe it.
Also, I love that when you get caught, he makes excuses.
Yeah.
And that's an actual
Ability, yeah.
in the game. Like, that's a very cool idea because it's very James Bond.
His ability to BS people is a part of the game.
100% part of being a secret agent.
It is part of the game.
Part of his job, yeah.
Yeah. So not only have we not got a James Bond game in a long time, we don't really get games like this anymore.
No.
Where
also, that's IO Interactive.
Yeah.
Like, the whole industry is like doing what, and IO's just like, well, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep making this weird puzzle box assassination series that is inexplicably popular for what it is.
But not only is that rare, but also the rest of it is rare. Where you have this game where here's a driving sequence. You drive to the location. Then you play Hitman for 45 minutes. Then you get in another driving sequence and a chase sequence. Then you stop and now here's a shooting sequence. You have to shoot through this facility. There just aren't games that are like that. The traditional action adventure has all but disappeared.
Well, because it's so hard to make all those individual modules and
work.
make them all good.
And my worry is that like the driving in this may be terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, IO's never made anything like that before. But again, they know they've never made anything like that before, and they know that they got to nail this because it's the James Bond, and the James Bond license is, James Bond is owned by Amazon now.
Right.
The Broccoli family has finally surrendered control of it. Which originally I thought might be a good idea, but now it turns out they're making a prequel series with Moneypenny or some shit, and it's just like, oh my god.
Not a good idea.
No one cares.
About Moneypenny.
We don't need prequels for the whole fucking 007 support team, thank you. Just please make a good James Bond movie again.
Well, you know what they're trying to do.
You
They're
already took too long to cast Idris Elba as James Bond. We're never going to get that now. I'm still mad about that.
All these studios they're completely obsessed with creating a verse. They're trying to create the 00 verse.
Right.
Like it doesn't work for everything.
To be fair, I do like the face. He looks exactly like the book.
Yeah.
Also, I'm interested about the portrayal because the James Bond in the books is a monster.
Oh, really?
He is a.
I didn't know that.
He
actually,
is a horrible, horrible. He's super racist. He's
really?
very sexist. He's also got horrible PTSD and takes it out on various people. And James Bond, in the books, James Bond cries at least once.
Wow.
Just out of pure
that would never happen in the
stress
film.
and horror.
That would never happen in the film.
Because Fleming was in the art. Like Fleming was in the he knew Christopher Lee. They were in the SAS together. There were rumors that James Bond was partially based on Christopher Lee, but it sounds like Christopher Lee never really did a lot of field work.
Yeah.
But No, the book is very, very different. The book,
I didn't know that.
And actually, the closest I'd say any of the movies, portrayal-wise and looks-wise, ever came to the book James Bond is Timothy Dalton in The Living Daylights, which is secretly one of the better ones.
I don't think people would ever connect that for sure.
No, it's the books are not popular now, and they were never as popular as the movies in part because they're not really that great.
Yeah.
But like it is interesting that like the dueling scar in particular is part of his look in the book that I don't think the movies have ever replicated.
Yeah, I don't think they've been in the films.
Think so.
I've never seen it.
So that's just interesting touches to me.
Yeah. So it is an origin story, and it basically follows him as he undergoes MI6 training, and he earns his 00 status. But again, there's a Rogue Agent 009. Once you get through your training, your mission is basically to track him down. And I'm sure you're going to end up in a million different locations all around the world. But again, I think that's what's exciting about this game.
That's the point of James Bond.
Yeah.
What year is it set in? Do we know that? The cars look a little vintage.
I don't have that in my notes, actually. Yep.
Because I've talked about this with some of my movie filmmaking friends and such, and most of us pretty much agree that James Bond works best as a kind of a Cold War period piece.
I agree.
Like, if I was going to make a rebooted James Bond movie, I would set it in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Right.
This looks like it's the 70s.
Yeah, it does.
Based on the cars, anyway, but who knows? It could be something else.
That Jaguar seems to be more recent.
Really?
I'm not sure.
The green XJ at the beginning. That's
like 80s?
90s, late 90s. Yeah.
How do you like the shooting in this?
I think the explosions are the coolest thing. Like,
there's just stuff to just shoot to blow up everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like it feels like the shooting is just like a means to an end to just have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think this is exactly the shooting I would expect from the people who make Hitman.
It should
Right,
also be, I think, the shooting that you should have for a James Bond game. Like, I don't think it needs to be this precision shooting thing. It should just be blowing stuff up and having fun and barely escaping. Like,
And
that to me is what James Bond is.
That tactical gear is also like modern day mostly.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah.
So like, I guess everybody's just got really cool cars.
Old cars, yeah. You're right. Like the military. That's a pretty cool thing that you can do.
Yeah, I like that you get the Bourne Identity stairway drop.
Yeah. It surprises me when I see stuff like that in games and it hasn't appeared before. It's like, why? Like, why hasn't that been in a video game?
Like, I think we've definitely seen it happen in cuts. I can't think of a game where you have that as an actual move.
Right.
That you can use.
Yeah.
When you
Just
want to.
like when you want to. Yeah. Everything just goes boom in this game. And I think that's exactly what a James Bond game should be.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I feel like IOI is doing a pretty good job at kind of nailing the IP.
Yeah, and I think that I love that. Like, go over, hop over the hood and kick him, and there's a lot of stuff.
There's cool stuff happening
The
in this
action
game.
stuff in this does feel like it's made by the people who make Hitman, where like Hitman has that whole like puzzle box quality, and this has that in an action way. It's like, okay, hit that, blow that up, that drops this thing. Now you can get up there, do that, knock that barrel over. You can set that on fire. It blows this. That's great. That was really cool. I mean, you got to wonder how much of this is pre-canned demo stuff.
Right.
Like
But I think that's okay for this game, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that for James Bond.
But it's like, will that be able to happen like kind of spontaneously?
Red Tank just waiting to be shot there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, I hope the whole game's like that. There's just red things everywhere to shoot that explode. Like,
Certainly, I mean, you could almost sue them for false advertisement if it's not, because that is absolutely what's happening here.
Yeah. This may be the biggest game debut on Sifted for 2025 so far.
Oh, yeah.
Way bigger
In terms
than
of
like
traffic?
Whoa.
and comments and things like that. Way bigger than like Ghost of Yote and a bunch of other stuff that had their big gameplay debuts this year. Like, our audience really resonated with this game, and I think a lot of people are. Like, the buzz for this is like crazy.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is sort of just a truth in general media is people want to like James Bond.
Yeah.
People want good James Bond stuff. They just don't get it very much. Like
getting any games.
Like one of the, I don't just mean games.
Yeah.
Like one of the things about being a James Bond fan is admitting to yourself that about 2/3 of the movies are terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's just not like when you get great James Bond, it's so great. It's part of the reason it's great is because you don't really expect it.
Yeah.
Like, I did not expect to go into the Daniel Craig Casino Royale and come out of that and being like, that might be the best James Bond movie of all time.
But that one shot in Mexico at the beginning of
yeah. This whole scene is so ridiculous. You're like on the top of a plane. Like, there's a scene where he like uses it to steer the plane by getting on the wing. Like, it's absurd, but again, I think that's what people expect from James Bond, and I think people are going to be totally okay with
luckily, you can always fall back on it's not as dumb as Moonraker.
Yes.
Thing, so.
with Jaws. Was it Moonraker didn't have Jaws in it?
Moonraker, I think Jaws was in a couple of them.
Yeah.
Until they gave him a happy end. He got a happy ending with some girl paired off with him.
Right, that's right.
And there's a Mandela effect thing where a bunch of people remember her smiling and having the same teeth as him, but that never happened, and no one really knows why people think that happened.
That's weird.
Maybe just because it feels like something that should have happened.
Yeah.
But it's not shot. As far as I know, no footage of that exists.
Yeah. Well, IOI, they said that one of their big goals is to create something called methodical stealth. So they say that the game combines stealth mechanics with action and offers multiple approaches to each objective. In fact,
gotta be a better word for that, though.
Yeah, seriously, but they need a better phrase for it. But they show that when they show these demos, how you can play this game like 3 different ways. Like, they made a point. So after that demo we just saw, they basically just did this demo where they're like, here's a scenario. We're going to show you 3 different ways that we can handle this scenario. I was surprised in how, like, this game you don't have to play as stealth at all. No. You can walk into a room and just run up to somebody and just punch him in the face if you want to.
James Bond is like this, like, he's a secret agent, sure, but also his cover lasts about as long as it takes him to introduce himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
For one thing, he uses his real name.
Right.
So, I appreciate that they realize that. Like, they're not. It doesn't look like you're gonna have a lot of forced stealth in this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna seem like a joke, but it's not a joke. James Bond is the reason why I knew that Idris Elba will never get the casting, because he always goes into places where there's only white people there. They're like, he's the spy.
That's hilarious.
That's true.
You're right, though. That's true, though. They
Oh
know
my
exactly who he is.
To this, I'm just saying, even watching the game, I'm like, guys, can you choose like, you know, like some place that more culturally diverse, that it's not a castle where everybody looks the same?
No, you're
and
right.
like whatever, because if I was the spy, to be like, hey, it's him.
The only black guy in the castle.
Even Casino Royale, it's like all of a sudden security's just looking. That would be a very funny skit for someone to do, that like 005 or something, and it's like the one black 00, and they're like,
Of course it's you.
No, we don't need you this time either. It's like, we'll call you. He's just been on standby for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like he's super highly skilled. He can totally do it, but it's like not appropriate.
So they have to change the locale. If ever they choose Idris Elba, he's too old now, but like, yeah, they're gonna have to change the locale.
That is. I never thought of that, but that is accurate. I just really want to see Idris Elba do that.
Yeah.
How about the skydiving fist fight?
Yeah, that's cool.
Just everything fair game. Like, that's what I love about this game. Like, everything is basically fair game.
As long as they don't cast Tom Holland.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about how early he can do like a scan thing where he can see places that he can climb. That's called like his instinct, I think. He has an ability called I guess it's a 00 instinct. You can just click it. So it'll show you places that you can climb, points of interest. It'll show you like environmental stuff. So this game also has a little bit of sleeping dogs in it, where you can use the environment to your advantage. You can prime stuff in your environment if you want to, or literally you can just throw people into stuff and just beat them down using the environment. Again, something that we haven't really seen since Sleeping Dogs, something everybody loves about Sleeping Dogs, that is going to be in this James Bond game.
This is again like it's so interesting to me in the sense that like I don't think you get that kind of interaction and that kind of like freedom if these guys haven't been making Hitman for 20 years.
No way.
Like
there's only one game that does this.
Because all that stuff for them is already solved.
Yeah.
They just have to figure out how to make it actiony instead of like stealthy.
Make it fit the IP. That's it. Yeah, I mean, they found the perfect partner to make this game.
Yeah.
Now, graphically, the game I feel could look a little bit better than it does, but there is a lot going on.
I feel like once I can get this on PC and turn the motion blur off, it'll look a lot better.
You're right. The motion blur in this is really bad. But generally, like, the character models look okay, not great.
I mean, I think that's the trade-off you make for having these huge interactive, like, open environment.
Everything
like,
breaks.
Like, everything is interactive. Everything has physics.
I mean, look at that. He mashes his head into the pool table, then picks up a pool
ball
ball.
and throws it.
Yeah, that's great. Again, like, if you have to make some sacrifices for stuff like that.
This could be a huge influencer on how action get good. Because, again, like, even also watching this, I'm just like, this is what a Mission Impossible, like, Tom Cruise Mission Impossible game should have been.
Well, that's what reminded me of the N64 Mission Impossible game. Watching this, it's like, it was very similar. Like, now you're driving, now you're in a boat, now you're in a bougie party trying to poison someone in the bathroom. Like, it just jumped from scene to scene, and this game definitely feels similar. So, I got that vibe as well from this game. I'm really hyped for this. So is everybody on Sifted. Like, this game made a huge impact, and now I can completely understand why they gave it its own state of play.
Yeah.
At first, when I saw it, I'm like, really? Like, PlayStation's going to give a state of play to a third-party game that is not
I was
exclusive?
just like, oh, I guess because it's James Bond, and you know, Bond's, you want to
Sony,
highlight Bond,
yeah.
and like they're, again, even the people who are making the decisions at game publishers now are all about our age, maybe a little older. They all remember how much money GoldenEye made. Like, it's always going to be this, like, until you get to people who are, like, maybe 10 years younger, there's going to be a bunch of people that have that in the back of their heads, like, James Bond could make us a lot of money if we're lucky. It's like, you can't let go of that possible lottery win.
It is kind of a lottery ticket.
And this might be it. Like, it's not in the same vein as GoldenEye, but it sure looks like it captures that sort of modern, almost John Wick style thing where, like, the hero in an action movie where you're fighting your way through the thing and the hero's just like improvising and you're just like, oh my god, I would never have thought of him picking that up and doing that or that happening and then doing that, and like this looks like it's kind of pulling that off in
it
a
does
way
a
that
bunch
I've never
of crazy
seen a game
stuff.
do before.
Kicking that something and then shooting it, sliding across a table on your knee and then kicking a guy on the other side of the table.
Like, it's all sort of it's all kind of canned, and this looks like you're actually improvising it in real time, which is fascinating. Like if they pull that off, if it feels good, if it feels smooth, if it feels like you have control over that, like that could be a literal game changer.
For a bunch of other games.
Yeah.
Like, and I would just like to see more straightforward action adventures anyway. Like with the open world action RPGs, which I love, and they are the most popular genres in the industry. You have to kind of keep doing the same thing over and over. You set out these things that the player can do, and then you need to just give them things to keep doing that.
Right.
In games like this, you can just throw whatever you want next. Nothing is tied to anything else. Like,
and just like take that philosophy and that like the way that works and transpose it. Like, can you imagine like an action RPG like fantasy game where you're in a pub and you can just throw whatever, like you take the mugs and just
of
smash
mead.
them at people, like, there's tons of stuff you can do with that. Like tie a guy to a horse and smack the horse and the horse runs off with him. Like there's anything you can think of. Like like the fact that they're doing that with this, like how about just Last of Us 3 with this kind of
this is a case of the perfect developer paired with the perfect IP. And it doesn't happen very often.
No, which I thought was probably going to be the case, but obviously
proof is in the pudding.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, this game could still suck. Let's be honest. Nobody's played it yet. Like,
I was gonna say, like, you guys had a conversation not too long ago about like what's the secret to like know that a game is gonna sell or not and whatever. Perfect IP, perfect developer, but I don't know. Like,
you never know.
Like, I'm a Hitman fan. Like, I play Hitman. Like my son, he's like always watching my playtime on my PS5. He's like, Daddy, you're like
spending too much time on Hitman.
You're like 2,000 hours because I play Hitman before going to bed like every night.
Wow.
Like, I play the freelancer.
Why did you wait so long to pipe up about this? You should have led this whole conversation.
So to me, like, what's fun about like the new Hitman, like I mean the freelancer aspect of it, the new update is like you jump in. You do some kills, like whatever, you get your target, and it's just fun to play around and in that sandbox of a stage or whatever it is. I should be attracted to this just because I like Hitman, and I'm not. And I like James Bond.
You're not attracted to this?
No, not at all. Like
wow.
Like if I had to bet, I think this is gonna flop unless there's something that's gonna happen in the marketing that's gonna get like casual players like involved and like. People our age, but like, disposable income and like, oh yeah, I heard about this James Bond game and like whatever. But to me, like, I think it's just a rehash of like just an Uncharted, but like with new type of stuff in it.
Interesting.
Whatever. But like, again,
I'm surprised to hear that coming from a big Hitman fan.
Oh yeah, I
so there's not enough Hitman in this for you, is what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is that I don't like, that chase scene, like, that they showcase, like, nope. Not for me.
That's definitely not a part of Hitman.
That's not for
That's
me.
the stuff that they've added.
Exactly. Exactly. But again, it seems boring. Like I don't want to run after you in the design of the game that makes me obligated to run after you.
I see what you're saying.
Like if I could have killed you before, I could have killed you before. If I would captured you before, I could have captured you before. But now
we're going to get to that in a minute.
Now you're forcing me to get into a car, to go into into a land, whatever, like a landfill, whatever it's called, whatever, like, and then you're forcing me to take those routes and whatever. To me, that's the thing. And I remember you two talking about Hitman, and you had a disagreement about Hitman being broken because you could.
I could just jimmy it with the guns,
Listen, it's part of the game. You can either play it that way, or you can just kill your target and get on with it.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's the appeal of Hitman, placed with the lore. And again, I'm a James Bond fan. I'm
surprised to hear you say this.
Yeah, I saw all the James Bond movie. I'm not a fan. Like, I never read the books and like not like that. Whatever. I'm not gonna. But yeah, I'm. Yeah.
There's no reason to read the books.
Yeah. Plus, he's a racist. So.
Yeah. That was really no reason to read them.
But yeah, I think this is more AAA stuff. Or is it 5A? What's it called now?
This is definitely not going to be Quad A.
I think. So my concern is that. So I didn't see this as it aired. I saw clips of it before I realized I was going to sit down and watch it because we were obviously going to talk about it. So I didn't see it for a couple of days, and I was seeing clips of it on social media.
Right.
And I also had that same. Oh, this is just Uncharted.
Right.
Like it did not differentiate itself until I really sat down and looked at it and realized some of the little things that were happening. And I don't know how you communicate that to a casual audience through normal marketing.
Well,
Because
it's
you can definitely
007.
Well, I mean, you're basically going to have to hope. So the other thing that ties in what Stevens said is, I've had people I know who were interested in Hitman.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I want to try that. Like usually mostly Hitman 3. Hitman 3,
Right.
I thought that
Yep.
looked really cool.
The latest one, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead and try it, because I have the whole World of Assassination thing on my PC. You know, I have the whole everything on PC, because I also really like it. I haven't played it as extensively, but like, I'm like, so I try it. And the instant they got their hands on it, they're like, oh, like they didn't like how it felt.
It's complicated, yeah.
And I'm very curious. Like, this thing's gonna live or die by marketing, being able to differentiate it from the. I mean, the one advantage it has is like, even if you think this is if you like that kind of thing, which sounds like you don't.
Yeah.
There's not really anything else doing that. You know, Uncharted's gone. Like, those kinds of games are kind of gone.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, how long has it been since we got an
right.
Uncharted game?
So the question is, are they gone because no one wants them? Or are they gone and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I love this stuff. It's back.
I'm glad it's back.
So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or are they really gone? I mean...
Yeah. Well, I can't think of an equivalent right now.
I mean, maybe Naughty Dog's working on one, is my point.
Right, but they're not going to have it out before this.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna matter whether rubber meets the road, how it feels to play. I think they should definitely put out a demo, and they should definitely advertise on football, both footballs.
Yeah, I mean, that's the market. Yeah.
And I think they should. I do think they should do a very detailed, like, deep dive for the hardcore, like, enthusiast.
I mean, they kind of did that. It was
A little
30
bit,
minutes
but
of
I really
gameplay.
want to see some more kind of like, what else could you do here? What else?
Yeah.
And how easy is it to know that you can do that, or is it one of those things where I'm gonna have to play this level 3 times before I know I can throw that pool ball at it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it could be.
Which is how Hitman works.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do a lot of trial and error in Hitman.
So you figure out
before
what you
realize-
can and can't do.
And
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the joy of Hitman is discovering that, like, oh, I can do this,
Yes.
and like then figuring out how to do that. Like we said that time we argued over it. It was like, I'm like, it's a puzzle box.
Yep.
It's like trying to move this to open this.
Yep.
That's this, and then that guy's gonna be over there, so I can push him off that.
Right.
And he breaks this, and then they all run over there to look at that, and that lets me go over here and pick this up, and then I can pour that in that guy's food, and he falls off the balcony after he gets poisoned, and nobody sees it happen, and I walk out.
Right.
Or you can
and
just
that
run down the hallway and mow them all down.
Yeah. But guess what? You're not gonna get.
Which is what I did.
You're not getting an achievement for that.
Exactly.
Mister.
You're not getting your experience. You're not getting achievement. You're not getting the pride of it. You know, like, you need to be proud. You know, you finish somebody and like that. You know.
Yeah.
But luckily, I think James Bond in general agrees with you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So anyway, that is 007 First Light. It is coming March 27th, 2026. We already have a release date for it. It's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch 2. So it's coming to pretty much the full suite of the current consoles. And my guess is this is just going to be blown out for the next 6 months.
so,
and
yeah.
I think you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. I think you're going to get every form of promotion for this that you can conceive of.
Be ready for whatever the hell Keeley is going to do
Right.
on the Game Awards, because it's James Bond, it's a video game, it's a movie, it's Sony, or like, he's going to blow this out and probably he's probably going to try to get Daniel Craig to
And the
present
same thing that's affecting Marvel is going to affect this game. That's what I'm predicting. I think there's, they talk about superhero fatigue. So again, it's not superhero fatigue. It's like people are just
It's bad movie fatigue.
yeah, bad movie fatigue. But like, it's the way everything is presented.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you're gonna like it because it's James Bond. No.
That's not good enough.
I'm not gonna like it because James Bond. It needs to be good and James Bond. The next Spider-Man, I'm not gonna go see it if it doesn't seem like it looks like a good movie. Tom Holland's acting doesn't seem good. If the story doesn't seem good or whatever, like, and I'm a Marvel fan,
Right,
you know. So that's the same thing for that. So now you're trying to get my money because you're slapping James Bond and you're saying, oh, the people that did Hitman. Well, the people that did Hitman, they did it for a reason. Like, it's their world, it's their thing. It's not just I'm not gonna buy it because I bought Hitman.
Yeah.
Now what are you offering me? You know. So
Right.
yep, that's what I think.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out, because again, does 007 matter to most gamers in 2025?
I don't know.
Probably not all that much.
People ask that about the movies too.
That's true.
You know,
So
it's like, is there a point where these things just don't
they're just too
matter
old.
anymore? Yeah.
They just become too old.
And I'll say this to finish. I do believe in star power at some point. Some actors still do have star
Maybe
power.
draw, yeah.
Daniel Craig at it because I think he was a great James Bond. People are going, oh yeah, no. just in terms of aura, what he projected on the camera.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this one was bad. What? No. I'm talking about the feeling, the whatever. Like, that's the reason why people, quote unquote, went to the movies. When he put on a suit and a nice watch. Oh, I believe it's James Bond.
He has the right charisma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do marketing for that. Now you're asking people to go buy a product which is sitting in a movie watching this. Once it's done, now you can say, oh, it sucks, but you still entertained to a certain level.
Yeah.
Forcing me to play that game with no star power, quote unquote, attached to it. I got other stuff to do.
I hope you're wrong.
That is an interesting. Is this the first Bond that doesn't cash in on some level on the person playing James Bond?
Probably.
I think so, because
Pierce Brosnan was in Goldeneye.
The Legends one covered everything. Pierce Brosnan was the other stuff. Everything or Nothing was Brosnan.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was there's From Russia with Love. They made a game out of that that had Connery.
Did they?
Yeah, Connery was licensed in that.
I don't remember that.
It was his
actually.
likeness.
Interesting.
That was around the same time because they did that. That was that, and Everything or Nothing was like that brief third-person action game experiment they did,
where they refused to give people what they wanted.
Where they gave up.
Everyone's asking for a first-person shooter.
Well, we already gotten
nope.
4 first-person shooters, and nobody fucking gave a shit because they were all terrible.
Right.
Like, who remembers Rogue Agent? I mean, I referenced it earlier, but Rogue Agent, Nightfire,
Nightfire, I remember more than probably the others for some reason.
Nightfire was pushed harder.
Yeah.
Nightfire was like the one they really thought might do it.
Yeah.
And
they were wrong.
I can't tell you a damn thing about it except there was a lot of blue on the box.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. That is an excellent point that there's no star power behind this other than the character of James Bond.
That's all it is.
And that is a very untested thing. So,
completely untested.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. It's time to move on. We're going to talk next about a game that I just watched my review for when it originally came out.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I just went back and watched it on YouTube, and I think I may have been a little too generous.
I thought you were at the time.
I gave it a 4 out of 5 on XPlay.
I've always been the weirdo that doesn't like this game.
I've never really liked it, and I do remember, you may remember like 8 months ago, I thought I had given it a 3. Because I think in my mind...
And I was like, no, you gave it a 4 because I remember being mad about it.
Right, and you reminded me of it. And you're right, it is a 4. But I think that 3...
It's probably the safest thing to do, though, because otherwise we would have gotten, like, bomb threats.
I just think that... I remember struggling between the 3 and the 4. And I can't remember exactly what it was that put me over the top to go with the 4. But that internal struggle has carried on 20-some years later. But I watched my own review, and I'm like, I was way too generous to this game. And now that we've played what essentially... Is it a remake?
It's a remake.
Yeah.
But it's a shot-for-shot remake. It's the Gus Van Sant Psycho.
Yeah. It's the lowest common denominator remake.
I think it has the original code under it.
I think it absolutely
It's definitely
does.
got the original mocap.
I think it definitely does. So I went back and watched my review and watched all the footage that we had in there, and all the animations, everything,
it's all identical.
Frame for frame. Yeah. I mean, obviously the graphics look way better than they did on the PS2, but man. Like
they're also, it's also you can tell it's a remake because all the credits make it very clear that Hideo Kojima did not direct this one. It's like original written by
right.
but like they are very very much drawing a line between the original game and this one. There it is, original written by all this because it's like also original lead programmer.
Like they changed anything.
You don't see original system, original play. You don't see that in video games very often.
You really don't.
Saying.
Here's something else I'll say. The opening of this game lasts about 35 or 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I cut it down to 90 seconds, and it tells the same exact story.
Man,
you don't miss anything.
I spent, just in the past, especially when I was reviewing a Metal Gear game, I would sit there and sit through all the codec stuff. And this time it's like, no, I'm just going to go as fast as I can read.
No, the very first conversation, I don't even read it anymore. I just... as fast as I can hit that button, I'm
and every time you call to save the game, it's just like Snake. Have you ever heard of Godzilla? Fuck you!
I don't care.
Let me save the fucking. Oh my god! And I've always gone on and on about this, where they go on and on about how no one can know you were here. You literally have to pick your own shit up and carry it out in a bag, so there's no evidence of that. And he lands, and he lets the parachute fly off, and he takes his helmet off that says U.S. Army on it, and just throws it into a cavern, like a fucking canyon.
This whole scene right here is
sense.
Absurd.
Crazy.
Like, who's gonna be by themselves in the middle of the woods and do this? Like,
because that's what he did in Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid. This is like how you have to start a Metal Gear game.
It's ridiculous.
It's
this whole
Kojima.
game is like this, though. It's just ridiculous. And here's the thing.
I believe the term is heightened.
Okay. I'll say this, though, and I even mentioned this in my review on X-Play 20-some years ago, that this is like one of the most straightforward Metal Gear plots. Like, there isn't a bunch of subterfuge, and you're not confused on who this person is or who that person is or what their motivations are. Like, it is a pretty straightforward story. Basically, your mentor betrays the military and joins Russia with this group of psychopaths, basically.
Yeah. With your standard group of colorfully
weirdos,
colorfully superpowered military guys that are always in these games.
And that's pretty much the whole gist of the game. Your mentor has betrayed you. You stay on the side of the U.S. You're investigating this Volgan.
After having your arm broken.
Right.
And you just sort of fix it.
Yeah.
In a minute. It's like, nah, I'm good. And then like a week later, you're fine. You're back.
And this game just has these weird moments where they just glorify like guns and war, where he just goes on this diatribe while he's doing all these fancy moves with his gun. And he's talking about the gun. It's like, what is this? Like, it's just so weird. Like, even for, again, this is pretty tranquil for Metal Gear, but it's still weird. Like, you just wonder, like, I think these games are the result of nobody having the guts to tell him that he's crazy. Like, it's like, he's the boss. I'm not going to say anything to him. I don't want to get fired.
Well, it's also like a very, like, especially in this era, it's a very otaku way of looking at military stuff and guns and hardware. Is this thing, and this is a thing that you get into in Gainax's Otaku no Video and a bunch of other anime things.
Like these scenes, this is what I'm talking about.
It's appreciation of military tactics, strategy, hardware, guns, etc. that is somehow divorced from what they are actually used for.
What is he doing here? He just goes on this diatribe.
He's begin virtuous mission.
It's just crazy. Like, and again, this is one of the more tame Metal Gear games. But here you are shooting alligators with trank darts. It's like, you can shoot an alligator with one trank dart. It takes like 5 to drop a dude. Like. Or maybe the bullets just don't hit.
No,
like,
it depends where you hit them. If you hit them in the head, they will drop immediately.
It felt like half of my shots were just going through the enemy in this.
Well, because they will bounce off their armor.
I guess.
So you got to hit them in cloth or in flesh.
Yeah.
So if you hit them in the head or the neck, they'll instantly drop. If you hit them in the arm, it'll take like 15 seconds for them to drop.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they can spot you, and that all goes to hell.
There's just so many scenes like this where he's just looking around a tree. He pulls out the binoculars.
And everyone can clearly see him. Like, how are you not directly visible right now?
It's just ridiculous. There's just this weird fascination with guns in the military.
I mean, that's just Kojima's always been like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, again, he's a military otaku, which, again, is not like... He's very anti-war, but he loves the stuff you use to wage war. And, like, I kind of get that. Like, I love jet fighters. I love planes. Like, it's not a good thing that the F-16 exists, but goddamn, that's a cool plane.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like I understand that. I just wouldn't make a whole video game about it in which a sentient F-16, like, blows the fuck out of 4,000 people, but then has a big finale where it talks about how much war sucks. It's like, well, okay, I think you've got a tonal problem here, but I guess it looked cool while you were doing it. The arc of the tranquilizer, you're not really supposed to be in a gunfight here.
Well, I just did it to figure out the gunplay. Yeah. You don't need to use a gun at all in this.
No, there is no gunplay, really.
You don't need to. You just run up to him and just CQC him. They've not fixed that from the original game.
No, that seems to have been intentional. That seems
really?
How it's supposed
just
to be.
Auto kill everybody in
Pretty
the game?
Much, yeah, I mean, that's what CQC is.
I mean, it's a joke. Like, after a while, I just stopped using the gun, and they could send like 8 dudes at me. I just do this. It's like on normal difficulty, it takes so many bullets for you to die. You don't have to use a gun at all. You can just run right up to them while they're shooting you and just stab them in the neck or flip them over. Like, it's ridiculous.
But then he doesn't do it when it's important.
Right.
Like, it's like you get the, I made it further in this game than I ever have before.
Really?
I've always tapped out about around the time, like, the virtuous mission ends and you switch to the full game. And after a while, I'm just like, I don't even want to do do this anymore. But again, going through that cutscene with Ocelot again is just like, you know what, dude? If you just he wastes the whole team and Ocelot like with CQC in the cutscene, and I'm like, dude, if you just kill all these people, the game's over.
It's
now.
over.
Like you can
Ocelot's
just go home.
dead.
Like you're done. Like
he lets Ocelot go like 3 times
for no reason.
He's just like, he's young. It's like, no, he's trying to kill you, you dumbass.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what his age is. Like,
it's like, I mean, it's exactly what I was saying when I said, you know, we'll get into that later. It's
Yeah.
like, that's what I was thinking when you're talking about, like, I don't want to chase this guy if I don't have to chase him. It's like, yeah, if you just fucking being
whole shot right there, it's
that
hilarious.
bridge is the source of so much comedy in this game. It's amazing. Even just walking across it, I kept falling off the side, and I was like, what kind of Buster Keaton shit?
Watch
is
this.
this?
Watch. He shoots the first guy. He
Slippery
takes a little while.
Very slippery.
I just load him up with like 8 trank. There you go. Now watch the second
yeah,
guy.
that's a good-
Now watch this.
Whoa. Whoa! Physics.
This game is loaded with stuff like this. Like just weird, wonky crap that like they haven't fixed. I cannot believe they haven't fixed this QC. Just to be ability just to run up to enemies and just kill them while they're shooting you with guns.
I mean, that's, again, I very much believe that's working as intended.
This is also so annoying.
This is exactly what's happening. I'm like, why do you keep falling off this? How would that even work?
I don't know.
What is happening? And this was in the original, too. I mean,
This is what you're not going to see in a lot of other video reviews for this game. They will chop it out. They won't talk about it. But this is the game. This is Metal Gear Solid 3. But everybody's lionized this game across the last 20 years.
And then, like, you get into the main part, and you're just like, I honestly hadn't probably played far enough to really, like, have to get annoyed by it. But, like, God, the menu shit is impossible.
It's just ridiculous. It's so
never
dumb.
Ends. You gotta go to this, now pick this, now pick cure, now find it, now pick this, now take this, then bandage the thing, now sterilize it.
Just let me use health.
It's like, just
give me a
pack.
health pack. It's like, no, who wants to do this? It's the same thing with the eating and like, ugh.
Sponsored by Calorie Mate.
Serious.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why people were obsessed with this game back when it came out. I definitely don't understand why anybody would be obsessed with it now. Konami absolutely should have made way more changes to this game than it did to make it palatable for...
Meanwhile, I keep thinking about Metal Gear Solid 4 because I'm like, is that going to make it into the Master Collection too?
Right.
Are they actually going to finally rescue that game from the PS4 or the PS3 rather? And it's like, that game did so much more interesting stuff, and no one gives it credit for it because they didn't like how it wrapped up the saga.
Right.
But like the stealth in the middle of a battlefield while he could sneak through stuff in like broad daylight and like it all kind of worked. Like through the in battlefield stealth is so much more interesting than hiding in plants for like 5 minutes to wait until the guard pattern fits. And then like I'm only doing that because I don't want to do the thing where I just run up and CQC everybody to death because it feels like that's not what it wants you to do.
Yeah.
Even though you can.
Yeah, and I do. I'm just like, why would I just sneak around? I can just run up and kill this guy.
And then, like there's I don't know.
The only thing that I feel like
and why
works
am I
okay,
doing that to get more of this dumbass story?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
What's the draw? Like
I don't.
The only thing that I think works okay is the camo system, but it needs like a hot swap button.
Yeah, just let me scroll through shit or something. I don't get it.
It's like I don't want to go into a bunch of menus and do this crap. Like even like switching weapons and all that. It's the most convoluted system for doing it. Like, no, you should have changed it. It's been 2 decades.
Right, but this is also like you can't mess with this.
No. It's Kojima's baby. And he'll never come back if we change his game.
It's not
here's a wake-up call for you.
It's the
He's never coming back.
It's not Kojima, it's the fan base.
Right, no, you're right. It probably is.
Like, you change a single thing on the Holy Scripture, and they're going to lose their fucking minds.
I don't know. I got about 8 hours into this game, and I'm like, I'm good.
8?
Yeah.
You got 8 hours
Well,
out
yeah,
of it.
it's my job. I have to play games I don't enjoy a lot of the time. I do it all the time.
My God.
I mean, and honestly, this game isn't that much longer than that. Like, when you CQC your way through the game, like, it's just ridiculous. It's so silly.
Thwop.
Why do people love this? Why? They've been told that they should love it? I don't get it. I'll never get it.
Some of it's just because they played it when they were the right age to
Yeah,
love it.
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, again, it does do a lot of stuff that nothing else was doing at the time.
100%.
You know, I mean, what he got out of the PlayStation 2 is just amazing.
It really is amazing.
I mean, I remember seeing that Metal Gear Solid 2
His programmers
trailer
are
and
great,
not
man.
believing it, and then you got the demo in Zone of the Enders, and you're like, how?
He has some
How
ringer programmer who's been with him for a
Exactly.
long time. And that guy is a genius.
Because he ain't doing this.
No.
And he even
he took the guy to Kojima Productions. That's why his games there look amazing.
He even said in an interview like this week or last week, I think, that, like, he basically doesn't play. He plays like one game a year, and maybe that's why his fucking menus don't make any sense. You ever think about that?
Why there's obvious things in his games where you're just like, why is that in there? It shouldn't be in there.
So you can't die? I don't understand what just happened.
No,
it
takes so many
very
shots.
hard to kill.
It takes so many shots to die. And then you just go to a menu and hit the button 4 or 5 times, and you're all healed up. And all,
This is also the very beginning, and they basically cheat it for you.
Yeah,
they want you to make it through this.
But it's ridiculous. Like I had one moment where a guy was standing next to one of those little holes. I ran up to him. I laid down on the ground and crawled right next to his legs underneath the building, and he was like, "Huh? Where'd he go?" I'm like, that was in the PS2 version. Like, they haven't fixed any of that
Everything
stuff.
is... I mean, this is literally the PS2 version. I mean...
With better graphics.
To the point that people have... people are like, there are some performance issues here. And people have said that there are performance issues in the same place as there are if you play the PS2 disc with an emulator on PC. So whatever they're doing here, it seems to be so true to the PS2 because I think they are running the original game code under... whatever engine they're using here.
Well, the other thing about it too is that it stutters. Like on my PS5, it stutters. I do have it in quality, but it stutters. And this game only loads like 1/10 of a city block at a time. Like, it's loading such a small environment. There's load times. You walk 30 feet in one direction, you're getting a load time. And the whole game is built that way. It's all snapped together with these little blocks, which is how he got so much out of the PS2. He was only loading in very small sections of the game. In this, there's no reason that there should be performance issues.
No.
Like,
I don't see any performance issues really on the PC. I haven't noticed any really. But I haven't gotten far enough in the game to really judge it in that regard. I mean, I played like 2 hours, and that's kind of enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those games where I was really coming up on the 2-hour mark, and I'm like, if I go any further, I can't refund it. So,
I felt like I needed to play through at least a couple bosses before I had a good read on it.
And I agree.
And the read is it's identical to the PS2 game.
I lost his name in the chat. It scrolled off, but Relisk?
I'll roll up. Rabalisk 9.
Like, I agree. Like, I don't see why they didn't. He says, don't see why they didn't improve any of the quality of life features. If someone wants the original experience, they can just play MGS3 in the Master Collection. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think that's completely correct. But again, you're touching holy scripture here for a lot of people.
So who's buying this, and what are they expecting to sell?
That's a good question. What is the market for this game? I mean, I think it's people like us who are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And now you have this nostalgia for it.
PS2 era devotees, and there's a lot of them. It was a popular system. Everybody, the enthusiast crowd still loves these games. Still, I've never understood. I mean, if you made a thing like this of Metal Gear 1, I'd be all over.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one by far.
The reviews of this game have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the review scores that this game has been getting.
I wish
Also,
I
they're
drafted
good.
this.
And this is a good chance for you as a consumer out there to check who gave this game really high scores and not trust that critic. This is a good screener for you.
Or just like assume that those outlets are like, we don't want any trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just going to let a sleeping dog
Because when it comes down to it, is it worth it? To tell the truth about this game as a major outlet? I mean, yeah, but we don't. We're dumbasses about that.
We're not. We just tell the truth.
But it's like what? But like if you're IGN and you're like, do you really want to get into this with this like weirdo fan base about all this shit?
I mean, that's horrible editorial. That's a terrible way to run your editorial. But I'm not saying people aren't doing it.
But it's like in this weird time of like
weirdos with weapons.
Yeah, why push it?
Dude, there's a lot of weirdos with a lot of weapons out there.
Because also we don't really, we aren't on Metacritic, so we don't get as much vitriol,
right?
Because we're not going to.
We're not getting linked from that site where people are like, "Who gave the low score to this game that I love?" I'm gonna terrorize them for the rest of their life.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's really what happens. That's how crazy it is. I can also, after playing this, I can totally see why David Hayter was eventually replaced.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To me, his performance in this game is like terrible.
It's very bad. His performance peaks with Metal Gear Solid 1 and gets worse every game.
This game, he's bad.
Yeah. He
Like,
should not have been.
Half of his lines are like cringe.
Like, I don't agree with how Kojima replaced him by not talking to him or fire, but I do understand
why he did. Yeah, I get it. Playing this game again in 2025, I was like, wow, I see what's going on there.
And he doesn't fit with the other voice actors either.
Yeah.
Like, the other voice actors, as ridiculous as some of the dialogue is, are more or less pulling it off.
Yeah.
But Hader has to perform through that stupid ass voice.
Yeah.
And not that Hader's voice is stupid. The voice he uses for Snake is simply, it worked for the kind of laconic dialogue of the original Metal Gear Solid, but now he just talks so much.
Now when he really talks.
Yeah. He has to act like a normal human being, and he has to show emotions, and he has to be like, you know, and like it's especially bad when he's like talking to the boss and like he's trying to be like, he's like, why did you abandon me? And it's just like, man, like just fucking talk normal for 5 minutes. I don't like
the music in this too is just ridiculous. Like there's the one girl that shows up, and of course she unzips her jacket and she's just wearing a bra underneath.
The boss.
And then they play this music. It is like this sax.
Dun, dun.
It's like what Kojima thought porn music is.
Well, he's trying to do James Bond. Like that's all.
No. There's this other song that's like bow chicka bow wow, and then the sax goes.
Yeah, but that's
wah,
60s.
wah, wah, wah.
He's trying to do the 60s. I mean, we would think of it as Austin Powers now.
I mean, no, it's like porn music. It's like crappy porn music.
I know what music you're talking about, but again, that's not porn music. That's 60s music, and porn just never stopped using it. Yeah. And same, I mean, the Snake Eater theme is hard to listen to.
Yeah,
I always thought it was.
I laughed at it. Snake Eater. Yeah. I just imagine some woman in a studio singing the lyrics with all of her.
That is an entertainment.
It's hilarious.
It's like how in the South Park movie they got a whole actual chorus to sing Uncle Fucker.
Right, and I imagine
and
the
I'm
people.
Like, can I please see behind the scenes footage of that?
Yep. And then just the ridiculous sexualization. It's like, of course, this girl shows up and she unzips her jacket down to her crotch and she's got her big boobs hanging. It's just like, it's so 2002 or whatever, 2004 when it came out. So I enjoyed some of this game to laugh at it, honestly. That was the entertainment value that I got from this game. And I will say, I laughed a lot. Yeah, I actually ended up getting a lot of entertainment out of this game, laughing at the game.
Yeah, very much at it.
Right. But that's still entertaining.
It is a relic of its time.
It made me laugh. Like, I wasn't laughing before. I played this video game, and then I laughed.
I will also say...
Is that not entertainment?
I will say, I think the visual upgrade is very impressive.
It is.
For the most part.
It's stunning.
There are things in this game where playing it in this version, I'm like, oh, that's what that's supposed to be. Like, I didn't understand. I don't think I've ever understood what the Shagahad was supposed to actually look like until because then you look at the concept art by Shinkawa or whatever, and I'm like, that still
Wait a minute.
It's all that sketchy like design style he has. I'm like, I still don't know what that looks like. I still don't know what that thing's supposed to be. Like,
he's a great artist, though.
He's a great artist, but like not so great in terms of figuring out the actual shape of a physical object. More of an impressionist kind of thing.
I have a feeling there's a lot of people watching this right now who are crying.
I don't know if if he's
I can't believe they hate it so much.
I don't know if he's ever topped Metal Gear Ray though. That's a wonderful design.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
The codec sequences that just drag on, the cutscenes that just drag on. It's like I said,
skip.
I think it literally the opens probably like 20 minutes. And I cut it down to 90 seconds. And it tells the whole story in 90 seconds. Like, it just shows you, at least back then, what a terrible filmmaker he was. Like,
I mean, there's a reason he ended up in games and not movies.
Yeah. Seriously.
Also, his idol is John Carpenter. He's not exactly aiming for the moon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And the bar's pretty low there.
But even then, it's like I would argue that John Carpenter's best movie is The Thing, and I would argue that Kojima has never made anything as good as The Thing.
No, right. Definitely not. And then just crazy stuff happens, like Volgin just nukes Russia for like no reason. It's just like there's even a guy there saying like, "Why would you kill your country?" Because I just wanna. And I'm just gonna
pretty much. He's like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, because they'll blame. Like, no, they probably wouldn't. Like, why would anyone do that? Like,
trying to make sense of Kojima's games is a
and then you have the scene where they like there's a conversation between like Khrushchev and Johnson.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the guy doing President Johnson is actually doing a pretty good impression. But it's like but they're talking like Metal Gear characters, and you're like, I don't think Lyndon Johnson said that.
No, he
would have ever said that. I think Lyndon Johnson would have kicked your ass for making his characters say that.
Probably.
This is a man who flipped his dick out in the middle of a joint Chiefs meeting.
That's right. I forgot about that. So anyway, there you go. That's Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I guess I would call it a remake ultimately, but it is like the lowest version of a remake ever.
It's a very true to original remake.
Yeah. Let's check in with you guys. I'm guessing some of you guys have played this.
I mean,
you may
again,
be really
if you
mad
love-
at us.
killing us in the comments. And
If you love Metal Gear Solid 3, don't even
listen to
Watch
us.
this.
Right.
Yeah.
don't even bother. Like, yeah, you already own this.
Yeah. Mellow Pintor says, does anybody argue back about The Thing being the best John Carpenter? I don't know how anybody could.
I've had a couple people claim it's They Live, and they are wrong.
Yeah.
Not that I dislike They Live.
Yeah.
But The Thing is simply, even John, I saw the Thing anniversary thing at the Academy a few months ago, and John Carpenter was there, did a Q&A with Bong Joon-ho, and he basically, he said it's his best movie. He's like, this is definitely the best thing I ever made. It's just like, 100%. But the problem is Kojima doesn't aim for The Thing, he aims for Escape from New York, which is not as good.
Grace and Orr on YouTube says, I agree with Matt. I'm amazed that Konami played it safe with MGS3, but for Silent Hill 2,
They
allowed Bloober Team to do what they wanted.
Yes,
yeah.
100%.
I think that's just trust
100%.
in the studio, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a trust in the studio, and also Silent Hill 2 is not a sacred cow.
Right.
I mean, to me it is.
Yeah.
But, like, most people don't care what you change about Silent
It's
Hill.
also easy. I think you could not change much in Silent Hill 2, and it would still be a better game than MGS3.
Well, I agree with that, sure.
That's what I would say.
But Silent Hill 2, the remake of Silent Hill 2 smooths over so many of the rough edges of the original game.
Yeah.
Even just in terms of transiting between different locations works better because they changed some stuff. And again, there's a bunch of stuff in Metal Gear here where it just dips to black and comes back up and you're somewhere else. It's just like, okay, you probably might have needed, I don't know, a transition or something. It's weird.
Amazing Vector says, thank you guys for showing us how actually lame this game is. That is so real with the bad menus. This game sucks. Yeah, I think it takes a certain kind of person to appreciate it.
I think there is a way you could revamp all the menu stuff in this game and make it work for a modern version. You could absolutely make that, like, streamline it and make it good. But they just didn't.
Mellow Pintor, thank you for gifting all those subs, man. That's awesome. Thank you. That's freaking amazing. This is by far, in my opinion, better than MGS4 longer scene. I'm not sure what they're talking about. That. Did you guys like the voices in MGS5? Joaquin Dragoon's asking.
I don't remember hating them.
Also, Joaquin Dragoon, I think he dropped some subs or something earlier for you. He was thanking LS Cream.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for that, Joaquin.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Like, again, I mean, unless you're asking directly about Kiefer Sutherland, who, like, barely talks in that game. It was actually weird to recast Snake just because Snake barely has anything to say.
Right. Yeah, he actually says hardly anything in that game.
No, it's only in the audio tapes you pick up. Like there's like you basically learn the whole story from audio tapes, and if you don't find them or bother to play them, then you're not gonna find out.
It becomes marketing at that point.
Yeah.
Emperor Dread says Snake Eater is my karaoke go-to. That's great. Now they're still talking about James
I
Bond.
guess Snake Eater is kind of fun in the sense that, like, if you don't know what the song is, you may not realize what it is until you start listening to the word. You're like, wait, what is she saying? Like, it's like I don't know if you've seen, I guess it's probably coming to digital soon, but Fantastic Four ends with kind of almost like a folk song over the end credits, and you're like, oh, it's just like, and if you listen to the words, it's sung by a Galactus cultist who wants Galactus to eat them. It's very fun.
Wow.
So listen to the words.
Yeah.
Always listen to the words.
I mean, Snake Eater's lyrics are pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's tongue-in-cheek, but it's also just like a little too earnest. I mean,
she's going for it.
It's that eternal thing with Kojima where you're like, does he understand?
Or is he trolling us?
Like, does he get the joke?
Yeah.
Or does he think
or is
it's
he
a
the joke?
Yeah. Or does he, like... Does he know we're going to take it as a joke, but he's not joking, but he knows we'll think it's a joke, so he's, like, fine with that because he feels like he's putting one over? Like, you never quite know. I guess is part of it.
Yeah. You mentioned Keighley earlier. We should probably mention, actually, that his father passed away this week.
Oh, yes, sir.
Who was one of the creators of IMAX.
An IMAX pioneer.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So respect to our friend Jeff Keighley. I know we criticize his shows. We give him praise when he deserves it. We just do our jobs here, but on a personal level, respect to his family and everything.
Having just seen, I saw Jaws in IMAX, the Jaws 50th anniversary thing in IMAX at the Chinese theater, and man, yeah, big respect to
the person
Father
who did
Keeley.
that.
I can't remember his first name, unfortunately, but
Right.
big respect to Father Keeley for the IMAX thing.
Absolutely.
That really is an amazing way to see a movie.
Yep, and hopefully that family is doing okay, hanging in there with the loss of the patriarch of the family there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. That is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. We have one more game to talk about today, and it's another oldie, and we'll see if it's a goodie. Gears of War Reloaded is out in the wild. It is a Gears of War game on PlayStation 5. Another big Xbox exclusive coming to PlayStation. It feels like at this point, all these preconceived notions about exclusivity are just being shattered, just left and right. Now Gears is on
suddenly
PlayStation.
everybody realized, like, a lot of people have PlayStations.
Yeah.
And
they'll buy games.
They buy games?
They actually pay full price for video games.
People do that?
Yeah.
In 2025?
Seriously. Well, Gears of War Reloaded is out there, and they did a beta a couple months ago, and I talked about it here on GameFace. I talked about how I didn't like it, and I didn't really like the multiplayer anymore. And now that I spent more time with the multiplayer, I'll say it again. The multiplayer in this game is not good.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously did not play the multiplayer in this game because I don't care.
Yeah.
But it does turn out I own this. I think
because I did too, actually.
I think because I have the ultimate edition of the previous remaster
they gave you the free.
Yeah. And so I played like the first 2 acts of the campaign. And it's still fine.
It's still pretty good.
It's still good.
I was pleasantly surprised by this game, actually. I don't like the multiplayer. I don't think it works well.
This game also had a thing where a couple times in this I was like, oh, that's what that's supposed to be. The jump in fidelity really does do it some favors.
It does,
especially because of the architecture being sort of the star of the destroyed beauty
right
idea.
Well, that very first shot where the thing flies overhead and they accidentally attack you, your allies attack you, and they show in this inside of this warehouse, it's all dilapidated. Like, that's it. That's the destroyed beauty or whatever. I was like, there it is. Like, it's funny how developers will come up with these little catchphrases and they stick in our brains 30 years later.
I mean, to be fair, I remember that in part because Cliff said it like 40 times.
He did,
to
yeah.
me. Like, it was like, it's like destroyed beauty. I'm like, I know,
I get it.
man. I was at GDC. I heard the
but this game, like, so the multiplayer kind of soured me. I'm like, oh wow, that's right. That's what Gears of War plays like, because it's been a while since we played a Gears game.
It's a bunch of muscly ping pong balls with shotguns.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And then I started playing the campaign, and I was reminded very quickly why it was a smash hit and why it was so popular.
Co-op campaign is why this series was such a big deal.
Yeah, but the campaign is great.
Yeah.
Like, the gameplay does feel a little dated here and there, but like the pacing and the way that they introduce new things, new weapons, new characters, it's just like...
And the firefights are just as long as they should be.
They never overstay their welcome. Like, as soon as you're like, okay, it's over. They found the perfect time to end everything in this. And it's just like this roller coaster ride that you go on, or amusement park ride that you go on, that just never really lets up. Like, I ended up playing this. I didn't think I was going to...
it's still really satisfying to toss a grenade in an emergency hole.
It is.
Like,
I mean, there's lots of stuff that still feels satisfying. Like, I hardly used the bayonet when I played through it again, because in time you start to realize that it's just kind of a pointless weapon.
Yeah, it's just because you want to see him.
You just want to see him chainsaw a guy. But I started using all the other stuff, and there's just these moments for almost everything in this game where they just nail it. Like, every weapon feels exactly how it should. Like, the cover system feels good, how it snaps, how you snap off of the cover. And again, just the pacing and the way that they introduce these set-piece moments mixed in with, like, these oddly serious moments, mixed in with these ham-fisted military cutscenes where you got the Sarge yelling at you, telling you to get out in the field, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and, like, I can never not hear John DiMaggio as Bender.
Right.
So it's always a sort of Bender trying to be a tough guy to me. It's like, yes, sir.
But, I started playing this, and I think I've actually finished the campaign in this twice before.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to play a couple hours, maybe, and, like, I'll get the idea, and that'll be good enough to talk about it on the show. And I just ended up getting sucked into it and almost finished it. Because it's just that easy. Because it's like you said, Matt, as soon as you start to get that little ping in your brain of like, oh, I'm starting to, it just moves on. And something else happens. You get a new weapon to use for the first time. Getting the Hammer of Dawn for the first time. I forgot about how they introduced the Hammer of Dawn. And then they give you like 4 scenarios where you master the Hammer of Dawn. That's how this game is designed from beginning to end. They give you something, they give you a good 20 or 30 minutes to really use it and get good with it, and then they give you something else, and you keep building on that skill set until by the end of the game, you got everything and you've mastered it all. Like, it's excellent game design.
And it feels like this level of visual fidelity is finally doing justice to the concept, the art design.
Yeah, I'd agree with that
like,
too.
It doesn't look. It's not going to win graphics of the year or anything, but it looks like it finally is living up to its own concept art.
You're right. And there's a couple instances in this where you see something that doesn't look quite as good as everything else. Like, they just kind of missed like one trash can or something.
Yeah. When I also had a thing early on where early on you've got Kim, Lieutenant Kim, that guy. Mm-hmm. It's almost a running gag in the fandom where it's like I've got the door codes, I'll open the door.
Yeah.
And at one point and he couldn't figure out how to get in the room with the door code. He was just running against a wall.
Yeah.
And eventually the game just faded out and faded back in the next room.
Really?
I guess they knew.
Interesting.
If he was stuck so long, the game's like, we're just gonna jump you to the next.
I actually had this game crash.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how does code this old, running basically on the same architecture it was built on back when it was created, how does it crash?
Yeah, I don't know.
20 years later.
Well, I got
crazy.
some. I have some Unreal 5 stutter in this.
Yeah.
On PC.
Interesting.
It's definitely shouldn't be, but it's usually when you go into a new area or run into a certain enemy for the first time.
Yeah.
I wonder if I played it again, if it would still do that because the shaders are loaded now.
Yeah.
But so there's been some performance things on this, but once everything's loaded in, everything works fine. Buttery smooth.
Stevens, what's your experience with Gears of War?
I mean, it's been a long time. I played the first one back on Xbox.
360.
And then play is a big game because in my family we're gamers, so I would just partaked. But I mean, to be honest, I think this looks better than 007.
Oh, yeah. Technically, it definitely does. Yeah, it's definitely more crisp and clear, but it's also simpler, and there's not a bunch of crazy stuff going on, like destructible environments and all that stuff that James Bond has. All that stuff costs.
If you jump up to Gears 4 or 5, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, those things. Gears 4 looks like a moving painting.
Gears 5 is gorgeous, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I was a little shocked because I'm like, you know what? Because I kind of had the same experience you did where I got through the first 2 acts. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll keep going after we do the show anyway. And I was like, maybe I'll play all of them again. And I'm like, oh, 2 and 3 are not on PC.
No, they're not.
That's
which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't part of the deal. I mean, it was a pretty big deal when the first one came to PC back in the day.
Yeah. My guess is they'll make the jump because if you want to be able to play it on your Xbox handheld, there has to be a PC version.
Anywhere.
Right.
I mean, I think all Xbox's games eventually are going to get PC versions because they kind of going to have to with the architecture that they're moving towards.
But not MechAssault.
No, no, probably not. Or would you be interested in playing this again, Stevens?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I never finished it. You never
finished?
No, I just dabbled with it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, definitely. I would be more inclined to get the remake, whatever.
Definitely get the remake, no doubt about it. So this is selling for $40, or obviously it's free on Game Pass. I know that's going to twist the knife, but it is free on Game Pass, or it's $40. That might be a little steep.
We're gonna have to start saying that they pay you to play it on Game Pass.
Seriously. $40 may be a little steep for a game this old.
I mean, maybe if you don't have it at all.
Yeah.
But again, if you already have the Ultimate Edition or the previous remaster, it seems like they give it to you for free.
They do, yeah.
Literally, actually for free, not
yeah.
Game Pass.
You actually own it, yeah.
Yeah, it says owned on my phone.
It's in your library forever. So it's not like Game Pass where if they, it is weird how some first-party games disappear from Game Pass. Why? Why would you ever? That happens with PlayStation Plus too. They'll take away like a first-party PlayStation game. It's like,
does it
why?
way more often.
It doesn't make any sense at all. But I enjoyed this far more than I thought I would. The campaign, anyway. This game holds up way better than I thought. I really thought I'd play an hour and be like, oh God, I can't. I can tell this is from however many years ago. No, like it does not feel that old. How old is it actually?
It's 19 years old.
19 years. That's crazy,
Came out in 2006.
Man. Holy crap, man. That's insane. But look, there's some issues like you saw there. Like some of the enemy AI is a little janky. It can't quite figure out how to handle like.
This also seems to be running the original game underneath.
Yeah.
To the point that everything that was weird about the original is also here.
I think so.
I do feel, I might be wrong. It's been a very long time since I played this, and the only other times I've played the campaign has been co-op with Kevin Pereira. He was my Gears of War buddy for the campaigns. The squad mate AI seems to be smarter in this. Like, I see them kill more things.
I'd agree. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. Yeah, they may have actually worked on that.
Like, they're actually useful. Like, it actually covered me once in a while, which never happened before that I can recall. Like, it felt like you were on your own, and they were just sort of over on the side playing shooting animations, but nothing was happening.
But nothing is actually dying.
But
I have seen them kill stuff in this.
As I recall in the original version, I had to kill everything. Like, they would, like, put on a show, but Marcus had to kill everything.
Right.
But this is $40. That seems a little steep to me. I probably would have been happier with $30. We also should have mentioned, by the way, that Metal Gear Solid Delta is $70.
Yeah, that's the price on that.
We should have mentioned that in the discussion. That game is $70.
Wow.
And this is $40, which is a little steep, but a little more understandable. If you've never played Gears before, I wouldn't say it's not worth $40. If you're a vet like us who have played it maybe once or twice already, that's pretty steep. That's when you just pay $20 for Game Pass and just play it on Game Pass on either PC or on your Xbox. But I had a lot of fun with this. I haven't quite finished it, but I probably will go back and finish it, but I can't because there's 4 more games for next week's episode that we got to play. I mean, it's really just insane from here on out.
Isn't it weird how, like, back when this was out and popular, it was, that generation's kind of known for its brown and gray, which is but, like, so few things are brown and gray now. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of refreshing.
We've overcorrected, I guess.
Look how real it looks. It looks really destroyed.
This game also, this newer version, doesn't have the Unreal Engine look as drastically as the original did. It's kind of lost that weird kind of gloss.
Feels like they might have hair.
Right, exactly.
At some point.
Yeah.
Because everyone was very bald in these. He had the do-rag.
Right.
Just so you didn't have to render hair because Unreal wasn't very good at that in 3.0.
Yep. So anyway, there you go. That's Gears of War Reloaded. It's available for PC, PlayStation 5, Woo. A Gears game on PlayStation, just the beginning of many more games to come, and obviously on Xbox Series.
I assume we'll get 2 and 3 soon enough because they're going to put 2 and 3 on PlayStation 5, and as long as you're doing that, you put on everything.
Yeah, and get it to work on everything. So,
I think Gears 2 is probably the best one.
Probably
campaign wise. Yeah. Like I think if only because it's a
little more serious.
But I was actually going to say they recognize how absurd a lot of it is.
Like, I mean, they go all in on the set piece moments.
Yeah. But my favorite moment is very early on. You have to fight through a giant like locust worm thing. Yeah. And you come out the beginning. Marcus is like, "Control, it's a giant worm." And it's just like, and then you fight your way through the whole thing and cut your way out of its stomach. And Phoenix is just like, it's like, "Control, this is Delta. I don't even know."
I also was reminded how this was one of the first games where characters are constantly putting their fingers up to their ears. This is one of the first games that did that. You see a lot of influence from this game in all the games that are coming out now still. So that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. And originally, it seems to happen a little faster in this one because originally that was to cover load time, and you don't need that as much. So I've noticed the walk and talks in this, actually, they move a little quicker.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is nice. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So there you go. That's Gears of War Reloaded.
I will always bring this up. I am so shocked that more people don't steal the active reload thing.
Yeah.
It's such a cool thing. I asked Cliff that once, and I'm like, why don't more people steal the active reload thing? And he said, I don't know. He said, I thought they would. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I was proud of it. And I'm like, you should be, but I don't know why no one takes it.
It took me a good hour to get back into the zone of like, oh, that's right. Every reload, I need to look up there and like time it correctly. Yeah. You're really good at Marcus Phoenix, actually. You really nail his voice. It's pretty funny. So anyway, there you go. That's Gears of War Reloaded. Again, the first Gears game on PlayStation.
Abrams, right? Returnal did have it. Returnal. Respect to Returnal for many things.
For many things, but that's one of them for sure. More games should do it. I don't know why they don't.
I don't know.
It's a cool mechanic, and
it makes something that is normally by rote fun
and rewarding.
And the rewarding
because you get the bullets have more power when you reload that way. So it actually becomes a tactical thing that you can use.
And it means like I don't want to reload until something else happens. So I'm not ready
Right.
But it's another test. It's cool.
Yeah, I like it. Like managing that in the heat of a battle.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
Oh yeah.
That is absolutely a skill. So I'm surprised more games don't do it as well. I don't know why. Maybe it's harder to pull off than you think to balance all the rest of the game. I don't know.
I feel like Gears gives you a pretty good template for how to do it.
You'd think.
I don't. What do I know about game development?
We don't know anything really.
No.
Just what we've been told, and that's it. All right, that's it for Gears of War Reloaded. Now it is time for the lightning round, news roundup, where we go through all the big stories that aren't quite big enough to have a full discussion here on GameFace. We try to spend a couple minutes on each one of these, but we usually fail. Hear him? He started laughing before I even finished the sentence. He's like, oh, okay, couple of minutes on each one of these. The good news is I think we may have time to get through all of our lightning round stories today, which we rarely ever do.
Cool.
Let me get
we even have a third person.
To actually, that'll add an extra minute to every response. I just know it. It's all.
No,
good.
I mean, like we got through all those things
with an extra person. Yeah. Yep. It was one of my goals to try to get the show to 3 hours today.
We need a third person to keep us
in line.
Yeah.
Seriously. All right. The first question or the first topic in this week's lightning round. I think maybe the last episode that we did, because we were off for 2 weeks. I think the last episode we talked about Moore's Law is Dead, the YouTube channel, and how they had broken information about the next PlayStation and Xbox and how they were going to be on this AMD architecture. He had found this leaked, like, internal AMD presentation or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, Moore's Law is Dead came back with the sequel and shared that he learned even more about the next PlayStation, which will presumably be the PlayStation 6. He says that the PlayStation 6 will have 2 versions, much like the Xbox Series. There will be a beastly PlayStation 6, and then there will be a weaker version of the PlayStation 6, kind of like the Xbox Series S. And there will be a Switch-like console handheld hybrid that will be the same power as the lower powered console. So you have a Switch, and you have PlayStation replicating what Xbox did this generation with the 2 different powers of consoles. First of all, how do you feel about that? PlayStation replicating that idea, the 2 different powered of consoles. And secondly, and maybe more importantly, how do you feel about PlayStation having a direct competitor to Switch 2? What's going to happen there?
It's going to get crushed.
Do you think the PlayStation Portable will get crushed?
Just like the last 2 times.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it might be different because it's going to share the library with the main console, but
right, that's the big difference.
The only advantage is that it's cheaper.
Right.
I'll never buy one.
Really?
Yeah, of course not.
Well, yeah, you never play handheld Switch.
Why would
either.
I want that? I'm going to get the big one.
Yeah, I would too. But I do wonder if I will double dip and also get the handheld.
Not a chance in hell.
Yeah, probably for me either, actually.
Especially because of how expensive these damn things are going to be.
Yeah.
You're probably looking at like $900 and $600.
Yeah. Probably the handheld, the Switch competitor is going to cost the $500 or $600, or maybe more. Or the lower power one will cost the same as Switch. Like their version of the Series S or whatever.
It's hard to say. I mean, again, because it's like on one hand, it's like should be cheaper because it's less powerful. On the other hand, it has to have a screen and all that stuff. You know, you never know.
Built-in controller, all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's added cost in that for sure.
It's not of interest, and again, obviously digital only for that. No discs.
Yeah. Or carts.
Yeah, obviously not. So that's the thing is like you're kind of losing out on the physical media people on that, but I guess that's mostly Nintendo at this point. I don't know.
There's not many of those left, sadly.
Like I get why you would make that your model because the Switch is so popular and like the Steam Decks are going and Xbox everyone's doing it. You might as well do it.
It sounds like Xbox is doing it too. Yeah.
So I'll chime in about that. So me personally, I think it's a good idea if they do that because in my house. Me and my kids, we all play video games. So I have my son, my daughter, and myself. So most of the time what happens is that the main TV is going to have the PlayStation 5 on it. Once that's occupied, they could have access to their Switch and whatnot. So having another quote-unquote PlayStation accessible is great, which is the reason why I didn't appreciate what they did with the PlayStation Portal. Which
you did or didn't?
I didn't appreciate it because I thought when you were playing, somebody could play on another profile on the Portal, Like, but
you're still locking up the PS5.
You're still locking up the PlayStation 5, and what I hate about that is that you can only have one profile program in that portal.
Yeah, you can only play one game at a time.
So even if the PlayStation 5 is not used, my daughter's profile cannot be accessed on the portal. Like, I think this is completely ridiculous. So I hope if they do that, like, it's gonna be literally like, like the Switch. That basically is just like it's the console, but you have access to it like the same way. Like, to me, I think
even to play multiplayer in the same house.
Exactly. Like hopefully it's something like that. Like, but I think it's a good idea. I understand people like Matt that like I don't want to use that, but like to have the option to be able to do that, I think it's awesome. Like,
what's the maximum price you'd pay for that option?
So that's the thing. So I mean, at this point, like sometimes I hear us complain about pricing. Like, hey, listen, man, if the game's on there, I'm gonna pay for it. Like,
you also live in Canada where prices are a lot higher.
Yeah, but we're used to it.
You're used to it, yeah. But still, you guys are getting gouged for sure.
Like, I didn't buy a Switch 2, and the reason why I didn't buy a Switch 2 is because there's no games on it for me.
Yeah. Maybe you should buy one while you're here.
No.
Really? You'll get it a lot cheaper.
My wife might hear this.
Oh, really?
So
what's up?
but seriously, no. I think it's more like principle of it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, if I would buy it, I would not play it because Mario Kart World, I don't like.
You don't like Mario Kart?
I was at a family gathering and I showed the kids there, the original Mario Kart.
For the SNES?
Yes, for the SNES, and we had more fun playing this than Mario Kart World.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's my take on it. Like, I'm waiting for the next Mario or whatever, but I digress. I just wanted to point out that, yeah, I mean, if the game's on there, I'm gonna, I'm willing to pay $700, $800, $900. Like, if the good games are on there,
I do think that the PlayStation version of Switch will cut into the Switch's market. I really do. I think a lot of it will be
depends on the price.
But I think a lot of it will be the parents who own the PlayStation, and they're like, oh, you want to Switch? How about we just get the PlayStation Portable and we keep using this library that we have?
Somewhat, but if that PlayStation Portable is $650 versus the $450.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think they'd be stupid not to price it competitively with Switch 2,
right,
but it is PlayStation.
How do you make? I mean, you're basically talking about a handheld PS5 at this point. How do you make that the same price as a Switch 2?
So
I mean, I think you hope it's 2 years from now.
Yeah, but the cost of these things aren't going down.
It doesn't go down much. You're right.
But that's my question. So, how many PlayStation 5 has been sold to date?
80 million, roughly around 80 million.
And that's around the world, right?
Yes, that's worldwide.
So me, that's where I think the conversation about price should matter. I think at that point, that's where I think, like, even if PlayStation 5 does that, and there's a new Switch that comes in, if there's the games, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
It's because at the end of the day, it's the industry we love, and we enjoy playing these things. And like Matt says a lot, like, people buy Nintendo products to play Nintendo games at that point. So if there's a new Mario and we like it, we're gonna buy it.
Like, I wish I didn't have to spend $450 on a Switch 2, but
right.
if I want to play Metroid Prime 4,
right.
and I do, that's what I got to do.
That's the price.
I think that will be sort of the litmus test for Switch 2 of how many people really care about Nintendo's first party stuff when it does have to go toe to toe with that PlayStation handheld.
I guess
hybrid.
It helps that by the time the PlayStation handheld hybrid is in play, Nintendo will have all their big guns out.
Right.
You will own a Switch 2 at that point.
Yeah.
Almost.
Because there will be a bunch of big games, and a lot of people will, and then we'll have to see who wins the mind share going forward at that point. But
to be clear, I don't consider Metroid Prime 4 a big gun, except to me. To me,
and
it
me.
is.
Yeah, but you're right.
The Metroid games.
It's not going to move the needle.
The Metroid games do not sell 20 million copies.
I don't even think Pokemon Legends Z to A is going to move a ton of hardware either.
You need a core Pokemon
Zelda or Mario or
Zelda,
Pokemon
Mario,
or Smash.
Yeah.
It's kind of the big four.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on. Next up in the lightning round.
Sorry, Kirby.
More PlayStation stories. So First, we get the price increase in the U.S. finally, after we dodged the bullet 2 different times, and Europe kept getting screwed over. Then we finally get screwed over. The PS5 Pro is now $750 in America, which is just, I can't even believe I'm even saying that. Now, PlayStation is like, well, you thought... I'm sure people in Europe were like, finally the U.S. gets screwed like we got screwed. Well, PlayStation was like, hold my beer, because we're coming back for you guys in Europe. It announced this week that the PlayStation 5 digital, the hard drive in that thing is going to go from 1 terabyte down to 825 gigabytes in Europe. Like... What? What?
It's just a dick move.
It really is. How much money are you saving on
It's almost nothing. Like,
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like rubbing your nose in it.
For like part, like,
right.
Economy of scale.
I'm starting to wonder at this point if PlayStation is like, you know what? We got cover to do whatever we want. Like, they're like, we can blame...
We got Gears of War. We're invincible.
But they're like, we can blame the tariffs on anything now. We can jack up prices, and immediately people are going to be like, it's just the tariffs.
A lot of companies doing that. There was actually a board game thing that I backed that just this week, long ago, like back when they first started the tariff stuff. They said, okay, we're gonna have to pull. They were supposed to include card sleeves for everything in the big pledge. Like we have to take those out because we can't afford to ship them, and it's gonna offset the tariff cost. And then this week they're like, okay, so there's more tariff stuff. So everyone in the U.S. You have to pay 7.5% over again. Like, so basically that was like $11 to pay again to get it, and everyone's like rah, 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 and I'm like, maybe they're doing some shady stuff here, maybe, but it's like, who can tell? Like, how do you know? Like, so like with this thing with PlayStation, like, kind of feels sketchy, but you can't prove a damn thing.
No.
So it's like, and like you say, do you want to play the game or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to play Ghost of Yotei?
There you go.
Guess what? You can install Ghost of Yotei and GTA 6 on 825 gigabytes, so what are you fucking complaining
Before your
about?
hard drive is full, you can install 2 games at this rate.
I'm looking forward to the how big GTA 6's install
Yeah.
scandal breaks. It's gonna be like it's like 180 gigs.
It's gonna be back in the days where you the old 16-bit games or whatever, you needed to buy an expansion pack.
Right.
You know, to be able to play the game. Or
N64, you could play Perfect Dark. You needed that little expansion pack. It was like 4 megs of RAM or something ridiculous. It's like nothing.
Nothing.
It's really crazy.
It's like going back to the old like Genesis stuff. It's like the 8 mega cartridge.
Yeah.
It's like megabit. That's like a number displayed on my phone takes more memory than that now. It's like,
Here's the crazy thing to me though, is how poorly PlayStation has treated Europe in this generation. I mean, it has slagged you guys.
That was their stronghold for so long too.
It feels like they know that, and they're like abusing Europe because they can get away with it because of what we said earlier, which is if you want it, you're gonna buy it. Yeah. You're just gonna pay it.
Especially they're quite literally the only game in town.
Pretty much. Like, Europe, I don't know if this is something that might finally piss you off at PlayStation, but it probably should.
It's just so... It's like... Because it's like, okay, you're losing, like, not, the 175 gigs. Okay, it's like 2 games, more or less, or maybe the footprint of the OS.
Right.
And it's like... It's so because like
it's
not
just
really,
the idea.
It's not really that big. Yeah, exactly. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just like, oh, that makes me so much madder than it should because it seems so needlessly petty on their point.
I mean, needlessly petty is a good way to describe PlayStation right now.
I mean, it's a good way to describe Sony.
Yeah.
You see that thing where like one of the Sony Pictures bosses was talking about how the comic book world, comic book movie world has changed, and like they have to be good to be successful, and I'm like. Yeah, Greenlighter of Madam Web and Craven the Hunter. They've needed to be better than what you've been putting out since 2002. Yeah. I don't know if you know that.
It's true. Yeah. All right, next up in the lightning round, and sorry, Europe. I'm sorry you guys are getting screwed over by PlayStation. That sucks. You guys have done nothing but be great to PlayStation.
You've done
literally.
Nothing wrong.
Seriously, you haven't. It's been 30 years of you guys supporting PlayStation full throat. Next up in the lightning round, Perfect Dark was just canceled, the reboot of Perfect Dark. And behind the scenes, after it was canceled, Take-Two came sniffing around and was like, hey, maybe we can revive this Perfect Dark game that Crystal Dynamics has been working on for several years at this point. They tried to work out a deal, and they could not come to a deal. And so Perfect Dark is now officially dead.
Guess it just wasn't exceptional.
But seriously, though, if you're Microsoft, why wouldn't you just take, like, anything?
I don't know.
Because if they're willing to give you $50 million, $100 million for the game that you've put your man hours, why not get the recoup on that investment?
Why not, like, get something out of the Perfect Dark IP for the first time?
And it's Take-Two, so obviously
years.
Take-Two, all it talks about is how all our games are Quad A, and we give our games more love than other games, and we won't release a game until it's perfect, blah, blah, blah. So you shouldn't be concerned that somehow the Perfect Dark IP is going to be sullied.
Well, who said no in the end?
That information was never
Because you also
shared.
got to wonder if Take-Two got a real inside look at this and they're like, nope.
That could be too. No, you're right, Matt. You're absolutely right. It could be that Take-Two saw the game and was like, "Oh God,
Like,
now we know why it was
We're never
canceled."
getting to that. This can never be Quad A.
And in cooperation with them saying like we only make great games or whatever, you may think, oh well, you could fix it. So maybe you only pay $20 million for it. Like it feels like there should have been a deal to be had here between Take-Two and Xbox.
You'd think.
Like, I don't care how. Like, so the game sucks. Give them $20 million instead of $50. Like, you work it out. Like, for Microsoft to not recoup any money from this when it could have recouped a little seems crazy. And maybe kept the IP alive. Because now, is Perfect Dark dead? Is it ever coming back at this point? Probably not.
Who knows why CEOs or executives do what they do.
What do you think about Perfect Dark, Stevens?
I mean, I've never played Perfect Dark.
You never played the original?
I mean, I know what it is. I've seen it, obviously. Like
this is why the game was canceled.
Right. But I mean, no affinity.
You have no affinity for it.
No.
And I think most people are like you. Yeah. It's so old. Most people never played Perfect Dark.
Yeah, well, especially because it is so old and it's so of its era. And to the point that, whatever they were making here would be it would be related by name only.
You could have slapped a new IP on it, and it would have made just as much sense.
True.
Yeah, maybe even more sense because then you're not up
tying it to the
you're
old.
not tying it to an old IP that either you don't have any affinity to, or you do and you don't understand why you're trying to do this so differently, or like. I mean, does the name Perfect Dark buy you anything in the marketplace now?
It doesn't feel like it.
I would think so.
It doesn't feel like it. And I think that's the point here. I think this IP is dead.
And if someone showed you this footage, would you know this was Perfect Dark?
There's a couple scenes where maybe, like the Far Sight shot, I may be like, oh, that kind of looks like Perfect Dark. But otherwise, no. Not at all.
Like, unless you show me Elvis the alien, I'm probably not, or actually show me Joanna Dark, I'm probably not going to know that that's what that is.
Yeah.
Because Perfect Dark wasn't really that unique.
It wasn't that popular either.
Orange,
it sold
orange hair,
red hair, yeah.
Red. It was orange.
Yeah.
Red. Okay, yeah.
And then they kind of changed her a little bit.
She looks. She looks completely different in every single appearance she makes in everything. Like, she looks very different in Perfect Dark Zero.
She did. Yeah. I think Perfect Dark is dead.
I think so. I think Perfect Dark has been dead for 20 years.
And for that, we will play taps. This IP actually meant something to me pretty big time for a while, and then Perfect Dark Zero came out.
Yeah, well, we played. I mean, my GoldenEye group, we played GoldenEye forever, and then Perfect Dark came out, and we played for a while, and we went back to GoldenEye.
Yeah,
like it was not because Perfect Dark was bad, but mostly because Perfect Dark didn't control. Like the performance was
the frame rates were too bad, even with the expansion pack.
So chunky.
Yeah,
like it was hard to play.
I agree. All right, next up in the lightning round. So we reviewed Monster Hunter Wilds here on GameFace. Like, we review everything, and I liked it, but it did feel like they were created it tried to appeal to a bigger audience from prior Monster Hunter games. However, the exact opposite has happened. This game has actually sold worse than the prior Monster Hunter games.
The backlash on this thing is incredible.
The post-launch support has been bad, apparently.
Yeah, both in terms of frequency and in quality. I don't know anyone who's happy with this game.
Yep. And
That's
Capcom,
the new one?
That's the new one. Capcom has already pulled out all the stops. So it released a bunch of DLC earlier than it normally would have. It put the hot blacksmith girl in a skimpy outfit, so her boobs were hanging out. Like, it has done everything to try all that it usually does to garner interest in a game's late life cycle. For this, it has done nothing. So instead of Capcom saying, hey, maybe we just screwed up trying to make this game for more people instead of the fans of Monster Hunter, it has blamed the poor sales and the poor reception of Monster Hunter Wilds on the lack of PlayStation 5 sales and the price of the PlayStation 5. Okay. So let's just rewind it back about 5 minutes, Stevens, to when you asked me how many PlayStation 5s
Yeah.
have been sold, and I told you there are 80 million PlayStation 5s out there. That is not the problem.
Yeah.
That is not why Monster Hunter Wild is not performing up to expectations.
Of course not.
So why is it? Do you really think it's because they tried to make it more like a typical action game?
I mean,
or?
I don't know. I think maybe they did wander too far afield with all the mount stuff. People don't think it feels quite like Monster Hunter. I think a lot of people are still playing World.
I agree.
Like, I don't think a lot of people were ready to move on.
This game has legs. I don't know if this one's going to have legs, but the last one does. Like, there are more people, I think, concurrence on the old game than the new one right now on Steam. And that's bad. But the game, here's the thing. The game isn't bad. Like, I really think it probably is the best Monster Hunter ever made. But it just feels like the fans have just decided to reject it, and when Capcom didn't follow through...
Well, and a lot of the complaints about kind of the post-launch support and kind of the updated and the season stuff is so nuanced in terms of what Monster Hunter fans expect from Monster Hunter that I don't actually understand.
No, I agree with you. I read some of the complaints, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
I know some of these words. It's like that's as far as.
And I've played these games. I've probably sunk 1,000 hours into Monster Hunter across my life at this point. And you're right. That happens with Destiny as well.
Yeah, Destiny and like Diablo. It's like reading people complain about Diablo 4. I'm like,
Yeah,
I believe you, but I don't understand any of what you're talking about.
It's a whole other world. It's like listening to my nieces and nephews talk about like Roblox and stuff like that. I'm just like, what?
You're
Undertale.
You're like, I have played that game and I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Seriously. And I don't know what's going on here with Wilds. Like, it still sold pretty well. Like, I think it sold like 6-7 million like out of the gate. It's not like they lost their asses on this.
No, I think they really expected. This is kind of their, like, Capcom usually...
It's their cash cow.
Yeah, Capcom plays things pretty straight most of the time, but I do think they think of Monster Hunter as their line goes up franchise.
Yep.
And
when it doesn't, it didn't go up this time. Yeah.
It's no Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yeah. And, like, talking to Monster Hunter fans about this game, I haven't talked to anybody that are like, I hate it, or like...
No. And the complaints seem to be more about how Capcom is handling things now more than the game itself.
And messaging and stuff like that. Yeah, they just feel like maybe they've been slighted by Capcom in some way.
Yeah, and I don't really understand how, but like...
Yeah.
For whatever it is, like, I mean, the reviews on Steam are dismal.
I know.
And they weren't originally.
No.
That worm has turned in the last, 2 months.
How ridiculous is it for Capcom to try to blame PlayStation? That's so
I don't know.
dumb.
Capcom doesn't mess up too often.
No.
But this is a real misstep, it feels like.
I mean, PlayStation's probably your most important partner that you work with. Like, you probably should think long and hard before you start saying stuff like that.
I don't think there's a shortage of PlayStations out
no,
there. Like,
that is not the problem.
Like that's an issue.
I mean, you're right. The prices are high, and so new ones aren't being sold as fast as you would like. But there's a huge installed base there. Like,
yeah, if you want to say 10 million copies is a good target for this thing. So if you can't sell to 1/8 the user base, that feels like a you issue.
Yeah, that's a you problem. That's not a platform problem for sure. Yep. All right, next up in the old lightning round. At long last, we are getting a Life is Strange TV show. I say at long last because it's a story-driven adventure franchise. But really, when you think about it, how are you going to make that work and make it true to the IP? Can you make a TV series that lets you have some agency as the viewer over what happens in the story?
Well, they did with Bandersnatch.
Right. Which seemed to be a moderate hit.
It did fine.
Yeah.
Well, they've removed it now. You can't watch it
I saw
anymore.
that. They could do something like that.
I can't imagine they're going to do that. They're going to make a show where the girl has time travel powers.
Yeah.
That's it.
The other thing too is that Don't Nod, the studio that created this franchise, doesn't work on it anymore.
Yeah.
And the people at Don't Nod are like, look, I get that we don't own it, but you still might want to talk to us about it.
We might have some help. We might have some input.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the studio is interested in
At the very least, you probably don't want to talk to the people that made the last one.
Deck 9, I guess, is the studio.
Yeah, Deck 9 took over.
Yeah, which honestly, they're doing a decent job.
They're doing a decent job. I don't think they handled Max very well in the last one.
They made a mistake going
Their original
away.
stuff is way better.
Yeah, they made a mistake of going away from the original two girls, I think.
I don't think that's a mistake when you don't have the original Don't Nod working on it.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't really like the prequel one either.
No.
I like
True Colors.
True Colors is
a sequel.
The third one.
Yeah.
Which I like. I think that's probably Deck 9's. That was Deck 9, I think. I think that was the best Don't Nod one.
Mm-hmm.
think that I think Don't Nod knew how to handle Max and Chloe, and I don't think the other developers
Deck 9. It doesn't seem like it does.
Doesn't really know what to do with that.
I mean, it didn't have one of them in this game at all.
This one was good. I like 2.
Yeah.
I thought Life is Strange 2 was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works better as an anthology. I think it works better if every installment just sort of takes place in the same world with adolescents with weird powers or situations, and you can weave in the characters from the other ones that they did that a couple times and that works. I don't think you need to tell another story about Max or Chloe like they tried to in the most recent one. Was it Double Exposure?
Yeah, but it was only one of them.
Because they went with a canon
right.
ending of one way or the other, where they're not friends anymore,
right.
so to speak.
Yeah. That was a mistake, by the way. Like, not having both of them in that game.
Yeah, but I feel like you weren't going to get Ashley Birch anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe better to not get involved. I don't know. I mean, it depends what this show. I assume this show is going to do the Max and Chloe story.
I'm sure they'll just replicate the first.
Probably, but it's also like, I don't know, man. Like Life is Strange feels so based on sort of what those prestige TV youth things were already that it feels like you're just sort of in a feedback loop at this point.
Will you guys watch it?
Because you're going to want to talk about it.
Would you watch it on your own volition?
No, probably not. The game is fun. We don't need a TV series out of every game. It's good.
If I find out they're doing something different, I will watch it.
Right. If it's like a Black Mirror sort of take on it, and it's like we've come up with our own idea in this world. That's why I'm interested in that. The guy
something original.
The guy who did Weapons, like his Resident Evil movie is going to be his own new Resident Evil story in the Resident Evil universe set around 2 and 3 in Raccoon City, and that is interesting to me because I haven't already played. He even said in the interview, if you want to know what happens to Leon Kennedy, go play Resident Evil 4.
Right.
And he's like, absolutely, 100%. I agree with that.
If they're doing something new with this story, I'll watch. If they're just going to retell the story from the first game, I won't.
And it's also like, I mean, it depends who's in it. Like, I have a very hard time believing you're going to find someone to play Chloe who's going to be better at it than Ashley Birch was. Yeah. That's a really high bar. I think that's one of her best performances.
Yeah.
And I mean, good luck. Yeah. And weirder things have happened. Like that Twisted Metal show actually turned out pretty good.
It did.
Which I would never have believed.
The next season is just about to launch, I think. They're finally getting... Did it launch?
Season 2 just
did it?
launched.
And they're finally actually getting to the racing.
The Twisted Metal. They actually are having... I mean, Axel's in it. The guy strapped to two giant wheels.
Which is like the dumbest video game character
But it's like,
ever.
that's exactly what it's sort of like comic books. Like if you decide to adapt that, you have to accept that you've chosen to adapt complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, just embrace it. Go with it.
And go for
it.
Lean into it. I agree. All right, next up in the lightning round. So we were just talking earlier about Smash Brothers and how it's one of Nintendo's big 4 franchises. Well, it came out this week. An ex-Nintendo employee did an interview where they shared that Splatoon was originally a Smash Brothers-like shooter. And where you just shoot other Nintendo characters. They said they worked on it for like a couple years. They didn't think having all the characters in there was working, and so they turned it into Splatoon, which has become a big hit on its own.
Although I do remember when Splatoon came out, there were people saying, why isn't this just Nintendo characters?
Right.
And why isn't it?
Because they created a new IP. They created a new IP.
Yeah. So we also learned this week something that we all kind of knew already, which is that Nintendo, when it comes up with new ideas, it tries to figure out existing IP that it can attach to that new idea.
For sure.
And if it can't, then it creates a new IP, and that's what happened with Splatoon. But I would argue if Nintendo created a free-to-play shooter with all Nintendo's characters in it, it might be the biggest video game ever made. Literally ever made. So while it's great, this Splatoon is a hit and it sells, 5 million or something like that with each entry. Imagine like a Smash Brothers style shooter from Nintendo, how big it would be. And Nintendo would be dumb enough to try to charge for it. It would end up charging $70 for it instead of making it free to play. It would still be gigantic if it charged full price for it, I believe, anyway.
But it can't be guns or semi-looking guns like Splatoon. Like, it would need to be like the actual characters and their powers and stuff like that, or else I'd rather just play Splatoon.
It would have to be like Marvel Rivals, basically.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that would be gigantic.
Yep.
Maybe Nintendo's still working on it. I don't know.
Maybe they didn't do it because Kirby always won.
Maybe you're right. I mean, the other thing, too, is that this concept, the ink stuff, doesn't really work with all the IP.
Right.
It would work
No.
with Super Mario Sunshine, but
Well,
that's about it.
Well, I wonder how much of that was already in place, or like if it was a paintball kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe like I can see how that would be. Probably what you said. Like, it's not capturing the characters.
Right.
Like, nobody feels like themselves.
Yeah, if everybody just had like an ink gun, I could see why they'd be like, this doesn't work for all our characters. But if it's like a Marvel Rivals type game,
Yeah, Marvel Rivals is kind of your keystone for that.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like maybe it might be time to revisit that
like
idea.
a hit waiting to happen is what it sounds like to me. But again, I'm glad we got Splatoon because I do love Splatoon. I still play it.
Yeah,
Like,
it sounds like they made the right choice.
Yeah.
For the time.
but man, there is a big piece of fruit hanging low on that tree right now that Nintendo could just pluck right off of it. So we'll see if that idea comes to fruition, because that's another thing about Nintendo is it comes up with stuff and it may like sit on it for like
Yeah, they never throw anything away.
they may sit on it for 10 years and like, wait a minute, we figured out what to do with that now, and then they use it. So we'll see. But I think sharing that anecdote made a lot of people's light bulbs go off and be like, wait a minute, like, why hasn't this happened already? It feels like a no-brainer. It's kind of crazy because Splatoon's now, what, 12 years old? Something like that?
I think so. What, Wii U? So
Yeah.
about 12.
Yeah, so it's like they've had plenty of time to repurpose the idea, but maybe Nintendo just doesn't want to do it. Maybe it doesn't want his characters to shoot, period, against other characters. They don't want him to...
I can certainly understand that.
Yeah. You don't want Mario shooting Samus or something. I don't know. They let them fight each other and punch each other in the face.
He just throw fireballs.
Right,
you know?
yeah. I think it'll happen someday, but unfortunately it hasn't happened already. Instead, we got Splatoon, which I do enjoy, but I would enjoy a Smash Brothers shooter far more. Next up, in the lightning round. So everybody's pissed off about these game key cards with Switch 2 because they're basically like blank cartridges that they make you pay money for, and it's just got a little code on it that tells like Nintendo, yeah, you can download this. However, this week we figured out that in some cases it may not be to save money. Ubisoft just released Star Wars Outlaws for Switch 2, and it is on a game key card. And people were pissed off about it, were complaining about it. Ubisoft finally had the guts to share why it actually did it. And it's because...
I thought it was just a developer.
It is. It's because the Switch 2 cartridges aren't fast enough to stream the information off of the cartridge into the game quickly enough for open world games like Star Wars Outlaws.
Well, that's not quite what he said. He said the Snowdrop engine, as they had it in Outlaws, wasn't able to stream it at high quality enough for their taste, so they made it a game key card. He said if they'd had the Switch 2 hardware and the game cards in front of them when they were making this, they could probably have addressed it.
Oh, they could have got it to work.
He thinks so.
Oh, I missed that part.
But because it's already made, they're just porting it. They can't go in and change it.
Oh, so he's saying like if we start from scratch, working on a game for Switch 2.
He's saying if he thought if they knew how the Switch 2 hardware was all going to work and how that all the specs and they had it in their hands, they could have
done
during
it
development made it work.
Gotcha.
But because they're just porting a game that already exists, it's not there.
Yeah.
And they have to do it this way.
Interesting. I wonder how that's going to affect, because let's be honest, Switch 2 is going to get a deluge of ports from PS4 and stuff.
Yeah.
I do wonder how that's going to affect all those ports.
I would not be surprised if, and certainly a couple of my dev friends would not be surprised either, I think, when we talked about this. I don't think they'd be surprised that, like, it doesn't even have to be sound. It could just be some weird little thing that doesn't work off the cartridge, and they just have to go this route.
Yeah.
And I think... It sounds like from what that guy was saying, like now that people have the hardware in their hands, the dev kits in their hands, that may not be as much of an issue in the future.
Even for pre-existing games that were already developed?
No. For anything that's already developed, you're kind of stuck.
You're going to have the problem.
Because what he seemed to indicate, I mean, obviously this might only be a Snowdrop issue, I don't know, but like, he basically seemed to indicate that because the game was built without knowing it was going to have to stream something off a cartridge of that speed or whatever, they couldn't do it.
Gotcha.
And it actually the way he worded it to me, it sounded like they could get it to do it, but they couldn't do it with high enough sound quality to justify putting it on the card.
The same issues with Nintendo hardware we've had since the N64.
Yeah.
Sound quality. I mean, when you have small storage mediums, the first thing to go is the audio. They're going to compress the audio. It's just, I mean, it makes sense. I would do it too if I were a developer, but that's the drawback. So it will be interesting to watch these ports coming up and seeing if they're all on game key cards. My guess is they will
Probably will.
Yeah.
It sounds like if the game already exists, or if it was made before the company had
worked
dev
on
kits
Switch
in
2,
their hands, it probably wasn't built to take that into account.
Right.
Great.
But you know what? At least you get it.
That's true.
Yep.
Because I'll be honest, I never thought we'd get Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2.
Yeah.
I mean, there are games running on that. And also, that game has ray tracing. It's the first Switch 2 game with real-time ray tracing in it.
There you go.
So,
It looks pretty good.
the Switch 2 is better than I thought it was going to be, hardware-wise, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, it is definitely
I can't wait to
more
play stuff
capable.
I didn't already play on.
right. That's the problem, is that most of the games are going to be games that we've already played. And then our final story for this week's lightning round is that at long last, Matt, we're finally going to get another look at Marvel's Wolverine. There's a state of play coming up this month, later on in the month, and very reliable leakers have shared that we're finally going to get another look at Insomniac's Wolverine game.
Well, it should be it's supposedly about a year out, so it's time.
Seriously, like it should be coming out next year. I mean, it's been in development for what, 6 years at this point? 5.5?
Sort of. From what I understand, from what I have heard, one of the reasons they announced it so early is because they were looking to staff up, and they wanted people to know what
They wanted people to be excited about it.
They wanted to attract talent, basically.
Interesting. That'll do it.
Not that, you would think maybe you wouldn't need to do that if you're Insomniac,
Right.
but again, I'm going to guess that people who would be super jazzed to work on an M-rated Wolverine game may not automatically think I should work at Insomniac.
Right.
Right? Because
Yeah.
they don't really make
All right,
things
Ratchet
like
and
that.
Clank, that doesn't really
Ratchet
add up.
and Clank and
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like they're not that yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're like, we're going hard R
Yeah.
Wolverine game, everybody please send us your resume. Basically what this says.
Yeah.
Right,
This
right.
game has a chance to be gigantic.
From what I understand, that may also be why Blade was announced so early.
Interesting.
Although that seems to be having more.
Yeah, it has more issues. This game could be gigantic. After the
Oh, yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine film, it feels like Wolverine is the one that
There's a
really
thirst for what-
you can bank on.
Just in terms of predicting things, I feel like this is going to synergize with the Avengers movies coming up pretty well.
Probably so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Like we're about to get the X-Men. It sounds
Yeah.
like Wolverine's not going to be part of the X-Men, but I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the movie in Doomsday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but also moving forward when they do the MCU, the recast X-Men,
Right.
they're all going to be. They've already said that they're going to be younger, and Wolverine is maybe not going to be part of the team
Right.
originally, which is good. Like I like you got to do. Wolverine can come from anywhere.
Right.
No, you're right.
Because he's been around forever and he's a
Yep.
secret agent.
So you're saying he will join eventually, just
Probably
not
will,
at
yeah,
first.
just like in the comics.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you got to have Wolverine in there if you want to do well, because he feels like the moneymaker.
Yeah.
He can be.
Yeah.
But like again, he's been pretty de-emphasized recently.
Yeah.
I think in video games
Because
though,
he's getting older. The actor that plays him is
right,
getting
but
older.
I mean in the comics too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like it's very much an ensemble in the comics, but I think they need to emphasize that they're kids, they're students. That's the interesting part of the X-Men. Bring Wolverine in later. But I do believe, and I don't have any inside information on this at all, but I am putting my money down on this right now that in Secret Wars, Avengers Secret Wars, which is the sequel to Doomsday, at some point the day will be saved because Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman Wolverine all team up and do some big sacrifice play to buy time for the rest of the cast that's going to survive into the next phase of the
For all the
Marvel
younger
universe.
ones.
Right.
That is going to be your big goodbye heroic, big damn heroes.
The big
moment
sacrifice.
for
The,
big
real
three.
one. The real
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
The real one.
All right.
Yeah, the three. Those are the three most important actors with the three most important originating roles of
Yeah.
the Marvel movies of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than Wesley Snipes, who
Right.
saved the comic book movie.
Yep.
After Batman and Robin.
Blade. Yep.
But he got his moment in Deadpool and Wolverine,
He
which
did.
which was turned out to be prophetic.
Yeah, it did.
I guess there is only going to be one Blade. So
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the lightning round, which means that we just have one more thing left to do. That's right. It's time for Name That Game Tune, brought to you by Soundwizardry.com, the absolute masters of audio, of all audio, but particularly video game audio or TV audio or film audio, but really game audio. They have created several Game of the Year winners. If you're looking for a sound team right now or you're unhappy with your current sound team, go to soundwizardry.com, book them, get them in, working on your project. They will transform it immediately, not with just their excellent work, but also their amazing attitudes. The people at Sound Wizardry are great people. Get them on your team, start working with them. It will make your game better, I promise. Now we're going to play a fun little game where I play 5 audio samples from a video game, and you try to guess the name of the game before this guy. Stevens, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to play.
I put in my headphones just to hear.
We only have one headphone, and Matt is the person that competes against you guys. A couple things before we get going. If you've won this calendar year, do not play. You can only win once per calendar year. Number 2, if you don't play PC games, please do not play because you win a PC game if you win this game. And if you're not going to play the PC game, we don't want to give it to somebody who doesn't want it. And then finally, the chat goes into slow mode on Twitch. Unfortunately, YouTubers, you still can't play. But on Twitch, the chat goes into slow mode. You can only input one chat every 60 seconds. Make sure you make those inputs count. Matt, let me get your headphones turned up here and get you ready to go. And again, Stevens, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to sit here. You can't even hear the audio samples, unfortunately, here.
No, but yeah, I'm going to hear it in my headphones.
Oh, I see. Also, wait, you're listening to it on...
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You have a headphones there? Oh, look at him. Yeah, that's great. All right, well, you can play...
I didn't look.
Don't look at anything.
Okay.
Don't look at the screen either.
I'm not even. There's too much stuff on that thing. I'm not even seeing what's there.
Okay. Yeah, because that could give it away, too, if you look at the screen here.
No problem.
All right. You guys ready to play Name That Game Tune?
Let's go.
Are you guys ready to play Name That Game Tune? Here comes the first sample in 3, 2, 1. I'll play it again.
Pole position.
Not pole position. Don't look at the screen, Stevens.
No.
Any guesses from that first sample? No? Is there anyone in chat still? Is there anybody there? Did the chat freeze? Maybe it did freeze. Oh, it did freeze, I think. Oh, no! It did. The chat froze. But, well, Vincent, we see that he put it in the slow mode, but it has frozen. The chat froze right when we started to play.
That's weird. Because of the slow mo?
I don't know. I don't think so. We put it in slow mode every time. Yeah, it's frozen. The chat is now frozen. What great timing. It worked the whole show, and then it just died. It looks like the whole PC just locked up and crashed. Well, unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to play. Yep. It is locked up and doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. It did something. Chat paused due to scroll. That popped up. It's trying to do something. Can we get it in before we run out of time? I don't know what's going on here. It's so weird. I don't know what that means even.
Can you scroll?
Mm-mm.
Well, I've got it here. Keep going. I gotta know, says Vortex Complex. Retro, modern gamers, some NES game.
No. So we had 2 guesses anyway?
Yeah. Mellow Pintor, that one NES game my big brothers used to play.
All right. Well, it looks like it's not.
I can look at this. I'll tell you what they guess.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's make it happen. So there's no more guesses from the first one?
Halo.
No.
Mario 3.
No.
Contra.
No.
Vincent says there's more above, but I can't see them. Because I only got in the chat room.
Oh.
Pitfall.
No.
Mega Man.
No. Oh, wait. It's working. It just came back. Yes.
There you go.
It's working.
There we go.
Nice. Thanks,
All right.
Matt. All right. Mega Man, no. Hero, no. Rad Racer, no. Centipede, no. Any more guesses before we go to the second one?
Excite Bike.
Not Excite Bike. Bubble Bobble, no. Any last guesses before we move on? I'm afraid to scroll up. Tetris Pitfall, Final Fantasy IV, no. None of the above. Thank you, Vincent, for grabbing those. I was afraid to scroll up. I don't want it to crash. So if that's all of them, we're ready for the second one. Oh, Alice Kid in Miracle World, no. Any more you got, Vincent? All right, I think that's it. Nope. Rad Racer, E.T., Centipede. No. None of those 3. Galaga, no. Any more last guesses? All right, here we go. Sample number 2. In 3, 2, 1. Only playing that one once. Somebody's got to get it from that. The Coma Uncut, no. I think that was a joke one. Dig Dug, no. Karnov, no. Popeye, no. Phantasy Star, no. Cubert, no. Texture Glitch, thank you for Twitch Prime. Good timing there. Wonder Boy, no. Donkey Kong Jr., no. Earthbound, no. Any more guesses on that second one? Going once. Bubble Bobble, no. I think someone already guessed that one.
I'll give you guys a hint. I don't know what this is, but I guarantee you it's an arcade game from pre-1985.
Castlevania, no.
I know that sound chip. I know I know the era that's making that sound. It's not an NES game.
Huh.
Not Castlevania. Any last guesses on that second one? That was a long sample. I really thought someone would get it from that one.
I recognize it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, here we go. We're going on to the third one. In 3, 2, 1. I'll play that one again.
Galaxian?
Not Galaxian.
Kid Icarus?
Not Kid Icarus. Any guesses from that one, chat? Did the chat freeze again? You can never tell. No, it's still working.
Yeah, people are...
They're thinking.
It is frozen.
Oh, yeah?
After Castlevania, we have Hogan's Alley.
Oh,
No.
Commander Keen.
No.
Frogger.
Winner. It is Frogger.
Oh, so is it?
It's Frogger.
Yeah,
Too Quick Capri.
Too Quick Capri. Congratulations, brother. Look, they all came through eventually. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the chat. It's just totally lagging out or delayed. But we have a winner. Too Quick Capri. You know how to get at me. You can hit me up here on Twitch. You can hit me up on Sifted. I'm at Shane. On Twitter, I'm at Dinfire. You can hit up Sifted Games. You can hit me up on Blue Sky. I'm at Shane Satterfield. Hit me up. We'll get you your game. Congratulations for winning. Name that game tune. Another round of applause for you.
I knew it was an early 80s arcade game.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for GameFace. Episode 449 right here on Sifted Games at Sifted.net. Stevens.
Hey.
Great job, man. You fit right in. Why don't you just move here and just become a part of the show? I'm not kidding.
Let's do it.
It would be awesome. Yeah. You did a great job today.
Thank you.
And it's really great to see you too, man.
Thank you,
Face to
thank
face.
you,
You've been through a lot over the last few years. So
Yep.
you being here is a big deal.
Yep.
Because I kind of know what's been going on behind the scenes. You talked a little bit about it, but I know more. So for you to be here is a big deal. So
yeah. Thanks, man.
Congratulations on Ellis Cream and everything, and thank you for your support, all that
so
stuff.
much. Thank you.
Before we get going, just want to remind everybody that we are supported 100%, pretty much, at patreon.com/sifted. That's SIFTD. For $5 a month, you get all our content early. It is a great deal, I promise you. This show on its own is 3 hours a week. You get 12 to 15 hours just from GameFace every month. Definitely worth $5. If you don't have any money, that's cool. I totally get it. I've been broke many times in my life, sadly. You can help us out even if you don't have any money. Just like the show, share the show, review the show on the podcast service that you're listening to it on right now. All that stuff helps us. And if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, scroll down below if you're watching on YouTube. There's step-by-step instructions down there to give us $2.50 for free every month just because you're an Amazon Prime subscriber. That would be awesome. Most of our audience knows to do it already. That's what we talk about on the show. But if you're just like, what is this Twitch Prime thing they're talking about? And you're watching on YouTube, go down below. It's all down there. It'll help you out. And again, if you help us with Twitch Prime, we help you. You get Pack or Factor a week early on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SiftedGames. So once again, Stevens, awesome to have you here, man.
Thanks, you guys.
It was a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for giving me a week off and letting me go and have a couple days off at least to see my family and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. But I'm just telling you, from now until the end of the year, we are driving. There are so many huge games. I don't even know how we're going to do October, Matt. I really don't. There's so many games. Like, some are just gonna slip through the cracks, or maybe we hold them until like November or December. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. But from this point forward, it is video game heaven until the end of 2025, and we're gonna be here to take you along for the ride. So everybody, have yourselves a great week filled with great games. GameFace is up and out.